Give me a moment. It begins again. God help us. I know, right? I tried hydrating better, but I doubt it's gonna help. No amount of hydration will save this writing. Well, it's not saving, it's saving my voice. Looks like it's gonna be a quiet intro, and that's alright. I mean, the views dropped pretty much by half between the first and the second. So it's probably just gonna be me talking. Well, me reading. Less talking. Actually, I never posted the thing to... I never posted the Discord, so I should probably do that before doing anything else. I think I forgot to post the last one to the Discord, too. Of course. No, I posted the last one. It's just really bad. I don't know if Dancing Towards Tomorrow was this bad. Yeah. This is boring in the... This is bad in the boring way. I got ahead of myself. This is bad in the boring way. Alright. If I remember where to get my screens. I'm still not used to my new Stream Deck setup. Trying to save space and I'm only making more menus. Anyway, that's probably where we left off. The evening finds me huddled up over the railing of the balcony, lit cigarettes sizzling between my fingers and shades resting by the ashtray. It's been a very unusual day. More unusual than the usual usualness. Unusuality. Whatever. Despite nothing truly significant happening, I still feel exhausted, more in spirit than in body. I'd hardly wait for classes to be over. It's really been one of those slow nagging days where everything that happens after you leave your room kind of just feels like an intermission before you finally get to be on your own again. And just tolerating the people in the meanwhile. Those days when you need to get away and put life on pause to just breathe. It's ironic how people in these moments mostly want to be left alone, and yet you can't help thinking about the world anyway. I guess I could say this was the first day I officially hung out with Olivia. I mean, in public. It wasn't planned or anything, but it was like it wasn't not planned either. It just happened. So that means we really are friends now, huh? But it wasn't exactly like hanging out with Damien or anyone else, honestly. Then again, to be fair, the only real basis of comparison I have are humans. The people like me. Turns out, it's much easier to make connections when the people around you share the same core values and have largely the same day-to-day experiences. Even something so trivial as being able to read faces you take for granted in an environment like that. I mean, that's exactly what makes it trivial, right? That you don't even need to think about it, it's just a given. You can't grow up proper without learning a skill like that. But here, even that doesn't hold true anymore. Because now I'm thrust into this new environment where the same kind of life skills the people around me all have, I just don't. I never had to learn how to pedicure my scales, how to clip or preen my feathers or whatever, how to handle the girls going into estrus around me. One would think humanoid creatures have more in common than not, but even that approach is kind of skewed. I'm not really an expert, but don't us humans have different bone densities and shit than dinos? And then, of course, there's the difference between skin and scales, and in the number of limbs. Are tails considered limbs anyway? And wings? I can't imagine that dinos would have no control over what are essentially parts of their bodies. But I couldn't even fathom the feeling of having extremities like that. So many little things that make dino folk feel like they're just more human than us. Or more than us humans. It's really only that both species make up the same civilization that gives us any actual common ground. Electronics are usually the same, stores and services are usually the same. We all use the same app and websites, and we're all governed by the same laws and stuff. It's kind of like... Hey, Mandy. Oh, huh? Wow, speak of the devil. There goes my phone. And it's double speak of the devil, even. My beloved parents. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, here we go. Plus, it's a video call, no less. I can already tell how great this is going to go. After carefully putting my sunglasses on and straightening my back, I softly tapped the accept button and lift the device to face level. The screen blossoms into a colorful mess of pixels. Then, after a couple of seconds, the image becomes clearer. First thing I realize is that I'm looking at our living room, which would mean they're using the big screen TV to call me. The room is exactly the way it still lives in my memories, down to the last minute details. Ivory walls, silver floor rug, pastel colored everything, besides the oak, of course. Further back, in the center of the image, is a large couch. I've spent many an evening laying there, binging movies on Stoneflix. Now it's my parents who occupy the spot, staring at me with their unreadably pixelated expressions. Meanwhile, I'm probably looking back at them in crispy, clear, full HD definition. Hey, champ, how you doing? I'm already opening my mouth for some neutral-ish, only slightly sassy reply, but Mom cuts me off. Honey, we've been so worried about you. Why didn't you call? Are you all right? It takes all of my power to stop myself from rolling my eyes and to force a dumb, apologetic smile on my face. Sorry, Mom, I was just busy, settling in and stuff. See, I told you he's doing okay. Oh, like you would know. I knew. You keep saying that, you don't, but what if... I interrupt them before this back and forth could turn into an all-out skirmish, clearing my throat. Cough. I'm fine, Mom. Are you? Are those dinos treating you right, honey? Do they feed you enough? Have you made any friends yet? Oh, for God's sake, Lillian, he's not a little kid anymore. Dad having my back feels surprisingly good. For about 5 seconds, before I realize he probably just wants to end the call as fast as possible, and with as few arguments as possible. Can't say I blame him, though. Our goals are pretty much aligned. I try thinking of something cool to say, something to calm Mom down and to brag a little, but only banal things come to me, like how my new best friends are a green blob of lard and a red dude with a giant stick up his ass. I could always say something about how I'm making friends with people in the student council, but talking about Ben is the last thing I want to do. Hell, I'd rather tell about the whole Mia incident before I even mention that disaster of a wardrobe. Regardless, I should say something, anything. Tell them about Liz, tell them about Damien, tell them about Olivia, tell them about school in general. Oh boy. I guess Olivia. Well, if I have to talk about these weirdos anyways, I might as well pick the weirdest of them all. Hey guys, guess what? One of my friends here is actually, in a wheelchair. Like, I mean she's handicapped. But, like, she's the super good painter and stuff. Haha, well, son, at least this one won't be able to run away, huh? And they're dinosaurs, right? Yes, Mom. Yeah, they're dinosaurs. Oh, which kind? Did they got the wings, or the neck, or the, oh, what are they called again? Those things on the back of their heads? I can't see much with how bad the call quality is, but from what I can tell, Mom is trying to act out various dino species right now. And wow, maybe it's because of the time I spent here already, but I can't not notice how terrible this is. Which is fucking weird, because I can distinctly remember stuff like this going for normal back in Rock Bottom. Like when you're trying to talk about a certain kind of dinosaur and you must use your hands because you don't know the species because you don't care. Now, though, even looking at it is giving me secondhand embarrassment. So much so, in fact, that I get the urge to subtly look around just to make extra sure I'm alone out here. I am, of course. Even so, I better stop pushing my luck before someone else hears us. I think I gotta go, like, study and stuff. But maybe we could talk tomorrow and, I'll show you my room. Sure thing, champ. You go get him. Thankfully, Mom is too preoccupied playing a trike to answer, playing it loudly, including the honks, screeches, and other staple dinosaur noises. With Dad, we wave goodbye, then the call ends. I sigh deeply, hanging my head low. Suddenly, I feel hollow and powerless like an empty battery. My grip on the phone is so weak, it feels like I could drop it any moment. This wasn't an easy conversation, and certainly not an uplifting one either. I look at the still sizzling cigarette in my hand. Even though these things are usually my salvation at the end of the day, right now I can't even be bothered to finish this one off. I was hoping for this evening to go by with the least amount of effort required on my part, if any. Having to present myself to the world, although it's something I normally take great pleasure in, still gets tiring after a while, even if it's through the phone. I put the phone down and reach for my sunglasses, but instead of taking them off again, my fingers end up idling on the temples for some time. In the end, all I do is rub my eyes, hidden behind the shades. Then with another sigh, I turn away from the railing, flick the half-finished cigarette away, to return to the safety of my room. And there I doodle for a while, plotting up a few quick sketches of blank figures in various mundane scenarios. Unsatisfied even with the company they provide, instead I decide to call it a day. At least I know there's one thing I can look forward to tomorrow. Oh boy, my brain is going numb. Shouldn't have downed those monsters for this. Rip. I'm going to have to liquor max to get through this. Hey, Dr. Coconut. Oh boy, I'm already seeing this one. Hey, Liz! Liz Lizard! Lizzie Liz! Lizzie Lizard! I call out to Liz as I approach her desk, having just entered the classroom all of 10 seconds ago. It's the last period after what I would call a pretty mundane day, and a lonely one too. I haven't talked to basically anyone today, and this time even including Olivia. She showed up for lunch and we did talk a bit then, but our class schedules are just too different. I wasn't really interested in listening to her talk about her painter class anyway. But at any rate, Liz is here now to shore up the damage. Can't you think of a better nickname? It's rude. What, I thought you liked it. I plopped down next to Liz like a sack of potatoes, beaming at her a wide, shit-eating grin, as if I was the most blissfully ignorant idiot that ever lived. In response, she gives me a look saying seriously, raising an accusatory eyebrow. But the smile appearing on her face gives the game away. A second later, she lets up completely, rolling her eyes and giggling. Oh, fine, you were too cute to be mad at. Especially now with that big without that big bruise. Cute, eh? Damn skippy I am, and it's truly refreshing to be talking to someone who knows it. Really, just how did it happen that I'm spending my time with the likes of Olivia when Liz exists? I suppose that's a good enough question to ask aloud. So, what's up? Feels like we haven't talked in like forever. I know, and I'm so sorry. It's just that Ben is keeping us all so busy. Nah, come on. You don't have to apologize for that. I mean, yeah, I see you guys running up and down the place like every other day. It must be tough. Liz lets out a long, heavy sigh, visibly deflating as she does. She lets her head down slowly, resting her chin flat against the table and closing her eyes, while in the meantime she keeps gesturing with her hands like normal. If only you knew, Winko. The stuff we do here at school that you see, it's small time compared to the whole workload. Council meetings, supply runs, keeping track of the deliveries, and all the paperwork. Oh, yeah, sounds heavy. That's basically all I managed to say, still not really sure if I should be addressing Liz's head or body as she's talking to me. Because this sight is extremely awkward. Liz's torso is perfectly upright. Not even her shoulders are slouched, but at the same time her eyes are closed, and it's like she could fall asleep any second. I've noticed on several occasions that her head and body appear almost to live separate lives at times, but this is getting absurd. Really, of all the weird dino traits that people have here, hers must be the most out there. I don't even know if anyone in St. Hammond's can relate. What must that be like? Does this stuff ever make Liz feel self-conscious? I'd kind of feel for her if it does. She wouldn't even notice if I stared at her chest right now, which, okay, yeah, I do, but only a little. Instead, I act like the good boy I think Liz thinks that I am. I propel the conversation forward. So, this Friday, you'll be there, right? As if lightning struck her, Liz perks up, disbelief written across her face. You're kidding, right? I worked my ass off on this thing to make it exactly the way Ben wants it to be. I'm done. Huh? Won't he be disappointed? I don't give a crap. This gives me a defiant, rebellious glare to emphasize her words, and I gotta say, I wasn't prepared for it. It's a side of her that I don't think I've seen before. The fire is short-lived, though, and with another sigh, she returns to her normal self. No, I didn't mean that. We have this unspoken rule in the student council, you see. If you help plan an event, then you get a free pass on attending. Like, because you've done your part. Sure, Ben expects everyone to show up, and usually I do, it's just... This one was a lot of work, Inko. I'm tired. Liz lets her head down on the table again, with a whine and a pout. Almost makes me want to pet her. From down there, she looks up at me like a big baby. You think I should go? Even her voice is all innocent and naive sounding, like a child's. As if she needed an adult's guidance, someone to assure her she's done a good enough job already, or conversely, that she can't stop just yet. And I don't get it. Isn't she the chief student council treasurer? Doesn't that mean that literally everyone reports to her, bar Ben? One would think that something like that would involve having to make decisions and judgment calls all day, every day. But then again, it could be exactly that. Maybe Liz is tired of making decisions and just needs a break. I guess that's kind of cool then, that she asked for my opinion, but fuck, why do I gotta decide this? I think you should... Huh. Hold on a second. I just got the best idea ever. If I will have to tell Liz what she should do with her time, then... Well, I mean, I never heard her talk about a boyfriend or anything, and that cleavage is really nice. Ask her out on a date. So is this the Liz route? Is this the supposed Liz route? We're staying true to Olivia. Nope, bad idea. Nah, I shouldn't. Even if I do wanted to ask Liz out, this isn't the right time for that. She's low energy like she said, plus I already got that thing with Damien and Olivia. It wouldn't be fair to keep them hanging for a nice set of boobies. God, he's showing his inner oon, dude. Welcome back, Oon. It's nice to know the Isekai rope brought you back to Wanigamu. Oh, I forgot. Is this Olivia jumps between absolute hatred and happy joy? If any of the writers are lurking here, please cut 50% of the inner monologue. They don't listen to that. Thinko is part of the experience. Thinko makes me sewer slide. The Unk possession, yeah. It's Oon. Oon is back. Everyone is here. All we're missing is Denny. Although it is tempting. At this precise moment, the teacher shows up. We are sitting in class, after all. As such, we delegate the rest of our conversation to passing notes and fun little elbow jabs while no one is looking. And man, there sure are a lot of smiley faces on those notes. Mostly getting to know the other stuff and random class-related small talk, with some banter mixed in here and there, but we do make a point of exchanging numbers, finally! Afterwards, once the class has ended, I figured I might as well see Liz to the gates. She did say herself that we barely see each other these days. We talk about a whole bunch of nothing. Things like how our day's been and all that. It's nothing earth-shattering, but it's pleasant conversation. Contrary to spending time with Olivia, this exchange feels a lot how it used to be, hanging out with Damien in my first couple of days here. Not even really thinking about it, I end up telling Liz about how I miss that red whatever he is. Yeah, he's a good guy, a bit quirky, but what can you do? Oh, but don't tell him I said that, would you? Quirky? How do you mean? I think I have a pretty good understanding of Damien and his quirks, but I do wonder what Liz might be thinking about him. I could hardly see Dee pulling the same adoptive stepfather routine in her, so... well, he's just... The first time I got to know him was when he started hanging out with us in the student council office. I immediately thought that he was so friendly and helpful, and polite. Just easy to approach. Uh-huh. Hanging out in the student council office, that must have been part of Damien's crusade to becoming Ben's best friend. Makes sense he would be nice to others there, too. But I never figured he went the extra mile to actually help them with stuff. Though now that I think about it, he had to end up being the community engagement guy somehow. I think a thing like that doesn't happen overnight. I decided to ask someone about it later and return my attention to Liz. Just in time to catch her drop the juiciest bit of info yet. And I thought, that it might be going somewhere, but... Wait, hold it. You were crushing on Damien? Don't you know, Inko, in every reality I have to crush on Damien? A slight blush creeps onto Liz's face upon hearing my question, but she's fast to deny the allegation. No, not really, I think. Not really, huh? Even though I thought I struck gold just there. The way Liz keeps her cool suggests otherwise. He was just so easy to talk to, I thought that... Well, anyways, I guess he thought differently, because after a while he just clammed up about stuff. And it was like he was trying to be friendly, but it was like he didn't know what being someone's friend means. I have to know. I simply have to know if what I think about Damien is right, because this shit sounds way too familiar. I have to know for the sake of my own sanity, if nothing else. Maybe. Could have been something like that, yeah. You'd think as the treasurer I'd be better at dealing with people, but... Inko, what are you? What's wrong? I stopped dead in my... Oh no, he's got the human disease that Coda has. We're just stealing everything from everywhere. Stopped dead in my tracks, I look up at the heavens as relief washes over me. Despite Liz's apparent concern, everything feels so incredibly just right. It's honestly as if there was some invisible weight I've been carrying, but then hearing Liz speak the magic words, all the shackles have been undone, chains and shit dropping, like chains and shit. Damn, I gotta work on my metaphor play. But more importantly, Inko, hello, can you hear? Thank you! Liz steps back, visibly confused. I knew it! I knew it! I knew I wasn't crazy! Yeah, shout it louder, why don't I? What? What are you talking about? Damien, I knew he was acting weird, but by Raptor Jesus, I couldn't say why. I thought, like you know, it's time on me for not understanding how you dinos work. I just feel so stupid, like all the time. But it's not me, it's him. I stepped closer to Liz, grabbing her by her shoulders and looking her hard in the eye. Rape! Un containment breach! Un containment breach! Weird to think that she could technically still move her head away, even though one usually does stuff like this to hold the other person in place, or to get their attention at least. Elizabeth, you're the answer to everything wrong in my life. Only after words have escaped my lips do I realize how cheesy and weird they sounded, but oh well, it's too late to take them back now. Oh, so I guess what is this? The illusion of choice? By the looks of it, Liz doesn't know how to handle the development further. Thank you. I let another couple of seconds pass to make it look like I'm doing this deliberately, and as if this was a normal thing. Then I let my hands fall from Liz's shoulders as I step back. I mean it. I really do. I haven't been talking to Liz for what, an hour? And my confidence is already over the fucking roof. She doesn't say anything, but as we get going again, I could swear there was a happy little bounce in her step. So I guess she took my outburst as a compliment. Cool, that makes me happy too. I don't even know what was the point of this. Soon after, we arrive at the campus entrance. Here we stop to chat a little more, but only for a couple more minutes before saying goodbye to one another. Afterwards, I head straight for the dorms. Olivia's place? No. Takes me basically no time to get to my room. Or rather, it wouldn't if I only didn't stop a few doors down the corridor first. At who could have guessed Ben and Damien's room. Once again, it's the good old phone conversation coming through the door soon. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break real quick. Actually, seeing as there's no music, let's save that, turn to the main menu, put the music on, and that way I can not scare people with my voice. Not that one. This one. There we go. Liz is close enough for a snake. Oh boy. The community will never recover from the snake game, that's true. Except Bowie. Alright, load. This time, however, something is different. What I am hearing is Ben's whiny voice clear as day. But what I'm not hearing is one of those ham-fisted high and mighty speeches of his. This time, inexplicably not trying to gaslight his conversation partner, who I'm naturally assuming is to be Damien. No, this time he's saying stuff that if I didn't hear with my own ears, I could never believe Ben would say. I can't make out every word, but the rest is wow, just wow. I feel like he said that like 4 or 5 times. Just wow. Just wow. Not feeling good about this, buddy. Don't know. Feel it in my stomach. Gotta try, right? So, been freaking out all day. Hope she won't. No, he didn't know. You really think so? Thank you. Yeah, I do. Really. So, okay. Apparently Ben can act like a normal person. Who knew? I, for one, certainly thought that he had his head so far up his own ass, he'd never see the light of day. But then we get this. Almost makes me feel sympathetic to him. Almost, but not quite. Meanwhile, Ben had stopped talking, and now there's a rustling sound coming from inside the room, so I get a move on before I can get caught eavesdropping. You're gonna wait for the full release of devlog in Encore. I'm gonna do the Encore demo eventually. We'll get there. In my room, I go about my own business, spending the rest of the afternoon doodling and dipping in and out of the few FA threads. I remember to post the pics I took the other day too, but carefully cropping Olivia in her wheelchair out of each one of them before posting. It's good pastime in between sketches. No matter what I do, though, even as I plot line after line and curve after curve on the paper, the things I just heard Ben say keep popping into my head. I can only guess the context of the conversation he was having, and sure, I still don't like him, but hearing all this has certainly made me reconsider a few things. I put the pencil down, leaning back in my chair and looking up at the ceiling, as if I could find the answers or at least some sort of explanation up there. Like now that I have proof that Damien has problems getting closer to people, combined with the knowledge that basically everyone around here shits on Ben, I guess it's not hard to see how he became this self-absorbed ass clown. The only time Ben's not isolated from people is when he gets to order them around. I have no way of knowing if he used to be this way before Damien came along, but I'm sure it didn't fucking help any either. I already felt like I was going crazy after a week of interacting with that red fucker. So Ben, with his 2-year track record, must be... yeah, it's not good. Makes me wonder which one of them could truly be in the wrong after all. I was really sure Ben only sees people as a bunch of convenient puppets to use, but now I don't know. He could have been trying to keep Damien, his one and only friend, around in a tough time like this. One look at Liz is enough to see how much work went into this project, and I'm willing to bet my left nut that Ben moonlighted in getting all the details just right. I know very well the kind of person he is, always making these grandiose gestures to reach out to others, and then expecting them to show gratitude by accepting him into their midst. Problem is, so long as Ben keeps targeting the masses indirectly, he won't get anywhere. Why would anyone care about him if they don't feel like he cares about them? As individuals, you don't become friends with people, you become friends with a person. If he was merely stupid, that would be one thing, and maybe kind of forgivable. Probability would then dictate to at least some of the stuff Ben does was admirable by others. But no, he very intelligently makes all the wrong choices. So, should I do something about this? Do I need to? I really don't think so. Originally, I thought Ben would be my free ticket to the heights of society around here, and that I'd need to eventually get buddy-buddy with him. But I'm not so convinced of that anymore. Is there even a heights of society in this place? Shouldn't the student council be that? Oh, the most popular guys and gals, shit like that. And the fact that I'm asking this question in the first place, that there's any ambiguity, it means that they are not at the top of the food chain. So who is? Mia? Infamy can go a long way towards popularity, and I'm quite positive some people would give anything to be her friends. And I'm sure she's got many literal bootlickers lined up too, but none of that is the kind of fame I'm talking about here. I can't help but hear Olivia's words repeat in my head.
Popularity is an illusion.
And it would certainly seem like it is, but I can't accept that. I knew it was bullshit the second I heard her say it, and I know it's bullshit now. Wasn't it proven like just hours ago by Liz that my gut feelings are always right? Yeah, Olivia's wrong. Fame, popularity, it's all real. We wouldn't have celebrities and historical figures and shit without it. People wouldn't say the Mona Lisa. They wouldn't even know what the Mona Lisa was if it wasn't famous. I don't care if Olivia refuses to acknowledge the word's meaning. Popularity literally does mean that people know about you. In the school, in town, be popular enough, and people will know you no matter where you go. That's when you know you've made it. The student council should be the thing I'm looking for. It's just that Ben fucked it all up for me with his lack of ambition. Now I'm sure he was a wonder kid, a real Boy Scout. He was elected president because he had potential. But it's like when you're the teacher's favorite, or a little kid who does the right thing, you can afford to only be promising. But in a position of power, there is a responsibility to keep those promises, because your decisions will affect others. For example, in my case, it's hard to now belong to the popular crowd when they've been turned into a laughingstock. If I was in Ben's place, oh, whatever, there's no point. But I suppose that's one question answered at least, like out of the billion more I have about this place. Truly, it is some solace to know that, while sometimes it's all wacky dinos doing wacky shit for no reason, every now and again there's an actual explanation for this place being so backwards retarded. Sigh. Giving up on drawing or doing basically anything else today, I rummaged through my secret jacket stash looking for a cigarette. Even if I'll spend the rest of the day in bed, I need something to get my mind off of this stuff. Wait, why are you smoking in the room? Lighting up isn't the most involved activity, but it still takes some effort to get out onto the balcony. There's a ton of random junk piled up inside this poor jacket's lining. It's a nuisance that I should eventually do something about. But for now, I keep searching till my fingers wrap around something made out of paper and vaguely brick-shaped. Hell yeah, it's empty. God damn it. I toss the empty pack into a random corner of the room, going for another round of spelunking, with no more luck than the first time. Oh, for fuck's sake. Crumbling under my breath as I walk over to the bed, I lament the inconvenience of having to get up, even if I did plan on doing so. There's another pack taped to the underside of the bed, one I keep hidden for emergencies only. It's the very same pack I brought with myself when I first moved in. Guiding my hand along the shitty pressed plywood surface, I find the paper box with ease. I mean, it's not like I expected anyone to have stolen it, but then again, I'm not yet 100% on the intentional non-compliance of the dormitory staff. Plus, even if they did find it, I don't think they'd throw me out for smoking, at least I hope. Oh well, there's only one cigarette missing, so I guess I've been pretty good at the whole moderation thing. Today makes two. But do I really want to walk all the way to the balcony? I feel kind of too lazy to, and I'm sure it's cold out there and everything. Wouldn't want to risk running into Ben either. Not that I wouldn't know how to handle a situation like that. I just don't want to be a shoulder for him to cry on. For now, I place the cig between my lips, unlit. And to put the box back under the bed, I'm too lazy for that as well. I throw the pack on the bedside table, scolding myself mentally for not properly securing it, and lay down. Only a couple of minutes, surely I'll find the will to dare to weather out on the balcony. Since when am I such a pansy anyway? I hate being cooped up in here. I suppose this is one of those situations when no-life losers would turn to video games, except being confined to their rooms while not in class, and piss into bottles. Thankfully, I'm still very far from that level of neatdom. But it still leaves me with the problem of boredom. Maybe I should find some series on Stoneflix to binge, or a book or something. I mean, this is a school, right? It should have a library. Even my old school had one, underfunded, underdeveloped, and in shambles as it was, but I distinctly remember a few girls renting books from there. Now, what am I even saying? Books and video games and shit? Truth is, I should be out having laughs with friends right now. I should be doing everything I can to fix my damn reputation. I used to have no problems being out later in the cold. Oh no, is Elliot Rogers coming out? No, whatever. If I'm wasting my life anyway, I might as well check out a couple more threads while I'm at it. Maybe someone replied to my post too. And if not, I could get a fake argument going to bait people into taking a look. Even if some retard starts shitting on my style just to troll, I'm sure at least someone would take my side so that way they can spend their time fighting with strangers on the internet. So I could get some opinions that way. Plus there was that one new brand I wanted to look up. Some guy online had been praising how half of Holly Jungle wears their shit now. Even that's a new one, Holly Jungle instead of Hollywood. Even though it's some no-name Slav company. Yeah, I'll be real quick about it and then get that smoke underway. Naturally, I end up browsing the evening away, looking up random curiosities half the world over. Somewhere along the line, I remember that I made a vow last week to exercise and stuff, and I gotta admit this was a perfect afternoon to do that, to go for a run or something. But I made that promise thinking that I'd need to be in shape to vow the people here, and that doesn't really seem to be the case. Everyone here is like scaly wet noodles, definitely not athletic whatsoever. I mean, that makes sense for a school like this. Painting and shit isn't exactly a thing they do in the Olympics, so yeah, I can be a lazy bones too if I want to. And want, indeed I do. Wowie zowie. Pinko hotboxes his dorm. Didn't he do that in like the first time we played? I swear he did. I'm not talking about this stream. I'm talking about like when we first played Wanigamu. Thinko will never reach Colonel on Battlefield without a shit bucket. God damn, it's like a fucking jungle in here. Oh, now this place looks different. And that, you can't see an inch of it. In part because the humidity hits you in the face like a brick when you enter, but also because of all the bodies in here. I guess people's been putting this off the first week and now they're running out of clean clothes. Lazy-ass dorm dwellers. Where they're all crowded up in their little cliques suggest as much anyway. Everyone's been partying and now everyone's a hobo. Sigh. Why can't people just be a bit more responsible about personal hygiene? If only they were, now I wouldn't have to worry staining my pristine white shirt with sweat. My sweat or someone else's. But then again, I suppose it makes sense for friends and roommates to share a cycle. The faster they're done, the faster they can get out of this hell. Plus, they get to socialize while doing so. That's smart. Not that even a single one of them cared to say hi to me, even though I'm pretty sure some of these dudes live on the same floor I do. Regardless, there's a constant loud hum in the room, to the point where I can't tell where the noise of the machine ends and the chatter begins. Damn, is there even a free washer I can use? Scanning the room over the rim of my fogged-up sunglasses, I look for an empty spot. Well, fuck, I can't see shit from here. Time to part the sweat sea. Laundry basket in hand, I push into this various array of tails, wings, horns, plates, scales, and all other sorts of dinosaur extremities. There seems to be a spot at the very back, I think. The crowds look kind of thinner there. And oh-ho, it is for good reason. It cannot be Ben's crest thing I see over there, is it? Oh no, we got a new Ben sprite. Adjusting my course, I try to get a better view. He's wearing his best. Oh no, he's hidden. Yeah, damn, that really does look like Blue Boy. And he seems really fucking out of it. Wow. More so than the other day when I ran into him in the hallways. Just standing there, staring into the drum. I think he's the only person in the room who's not talking to anyone right now. And my god, it's so weird to see him. What's that? His pajamas? No, probably not. But he still looks... Hey, I was reading, fucker. Probably not, but he still looks so fucking... Gah. Well, watch it! Oh, shit. This is so... Hold the fuck up. Why am I about to apologize? This isn't Mia. Just some random asshole. This looks like, Beta... It's got, like, the Beta Stella. It's like, not Beta... Goodbye Volcano High Stella, but anorexic. So what? You watch it, dude. I'm fucking walking here. Doesn't seem impressed by my response, not one bit. Neither does his friend. Before things could escalate further, though, the friend steps closer, giving me a glance over. Wait a second, man. I know you. You're the one who's gumping it. Oh, now what's this? Yeah, definitely. You know this dude? Yeah, it's that guy Mia laid out a couple days ago. Plus, I seen him hanging out with that creep Ben, too. Hanging out? When the fuck could have that been? Also, I'm just saying, but if I get secondhand recognized one more fucking time, I swear I'll arrange a school shooting. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's gonna team up with crackhead Mia. Oh, boy. Would Olivia want to be my partner in crime? I bet her chair could help with the recoil. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Last week? Was it Friday or something? I was late to class. I swear I passed the two of you right by. Oh. God damn it. That's what I get for being a good Samaritan. I probably was too busy at the moment, being dismayed over the news of Damien leaving to notice someone walking by. Not that I would have paid them much attention anyway. So you this new lackey or something? Dude's an asshole, man. Nah, fuck that noise. He's got enough retards to lick his ass clean. No thank you. Ah, ain't that the fucking truth? What's it to you anyway? I'm really not sure what it is, but the more time I spend talking to these ass clowns, the less I like them. I didn't even take any effort to talk my way out of a fight. Makes me doubt whether the room temperature IQ could be higher than the actual temperature in here. Nah, man, it's nothing. It's just look at him. Fucking weirdo in the back creeps me the F low. Oh, for sure. If you're new here, Baldy, take his advice. Ditch the freak. Stand up for Ben. Play it off cool. Yeah, fuck Ben. Whoa, that came out of fucking nowhere. I don't exactly disagree, though. Yeah, I guess I better. Blueberry there needs a fucking reality check, like damn. The two guys laugh and I nod in agreement, but I don't have anything further to add. We could probably find something to talk about if I really wanted this conversation to keep going. Only issue is, I don't. Whatever, see you around. I'll leave the duo behind without further hassle. There's an empty machine nearby, so I quickly move over there to put some space and a few bodies between us. Rap G. I honestly don't have anything against the interaction we just had, if nothing else. At least it woke me up, but shit. I don't know Ben had this much of a bad rep. I sure as shit don't remember people like Liz or Damien even remotely insinuating it. Maybe Damien did, I mean, kind of, but I thought he was afraid I'd grow to hate Ben if I kept engaging with him. Which I don't suppose these two dudes do. So is it an opinion that only they have? Because thinking about it now, well, people like Olivia or Mia seem to have a general bad opinion of Ben that feels more like lukewarm disinterest than active hatred. Like, I can't argue, Ben is less cool than refrigerated zucchini, so the girls are totally in the right. But are they the exception, or are they the rule? I guess it shouldn't be hard to figure it out. Loading my clothes into the machine, I listen in inconspicuously on some of the conversations around me. Did you manage to set your table up yet? We need it for the digital painting class. Happy they didn't make us do an emergency evacuation drill this year. I hate those. She's kind of hot, though, right? Man, I'd love to. Yeah, I have it at home. Do you want me to bring it next week, or... Snoobaton is way better than that, dude. You gotta give him a listen. Oh, it's Olivia, isn't it? Uh-oh. Olivia, what are you doing in the guys' dorm's laundry room? Ben twink-maxing. No, don't fuck Ben. Just leave. Well, I guess on one hand, no one's talking about anything Ben-related. But on the other hand, no one is talking about anything Ben-related. Whether that's a good thing, I can't really tell. Just as I finish stuffing my shit in the machine, I see a fleck of blue in my peripheral vision. Speak of the devil, Ben is about to leave, and he's gonna pass by me. I think it's best if I act like I didn't see him. That's the best course of action here, right? What if I can't not notice, though, even while doing my best to keep my eyes away? Is that some of the clothes Ben has in his arms? I definitely recognize as Damien's. Huh. I guess they really are functional roommates, even after all the fighting. Either that, or he's going to try to steal Dee's identity. Just a couple more seconds and he should be gone. Any moment now, he's practically behind me already. Will he also act like he doesn't see me? He will, right? So if I did want to talk to him, this would probably be my last chance. I'm sure he could use a pick-me-up, but do I really want to be that guy? Oh boy, stay. Well, if we ignore Ben too much, is Ben going to start a shooting? No, I don't. This is 100% a chance I can let slip. I'm perfectly content waiting here until all my clothes are done. The longest program on these machines seems to be around an hour and a half, and I'm sure I can spend that much time just socializing. Might even make a new friend. Let's first eavesdrop a bit more to get that advantage. It's not that I couldn't strike up a conversation with anyone here, but dealing with these fucking dino people is always a wild card. I don't want to say the wrong thing and accidentally become a second Ben. My reputation's already bad as it is. I seriously need some people to like me. Sigh. I can already tell that this is going to be a long process. Let's just hope it's worth it. No, he's probably just going to unk himself with the rope. We need a rope sprite. It's Friday morning homeroom, and that pretty much covers all I have to say about it. This week went by remarkably unremarkable. So unremarkable, in fact, that there's not a single thing I would mark regarding it. Nothing to write home about. Compared to how intense my first week had been, this one was like a lukewarm glass of beer. Every day felt like it was going to drag on forever, not because there's been so much to do, but because there wasn't. Nothing truly significant, nothing with real gravity behind it. A couple of things came and passed that kind of bummed me out, but nothing I'd sob about days later. I talked to people, went to class, the usual stuff. Suppose I could say that I deepened my friendship with the people here, but that sounds like as if I was just another fucking drone going about his high schooler life, so I'd rather not say it. And speaking of others, my eyes wander over to the very unmistakable wheelchair and occupying green-purple lump of flesh on top. I'm not sure how she wasn't the first thing I zoomed in on walking into the room. Olivia, recipient, owner, other end of one such friendship I deepened this week. I sat with her on Monday. I guess I can sit with her now, too. Hey. Morning. Sup? Olivia shrugs, nodding towards the front of the class, where a very excited Ben is talking to a very excited Mr. Edekin. All right, today is Ben's big day, isn't it? Today he gets to finally announce the most important event in the school's history. I know he had his panties up in a bunch over it, but I didn't think Mr. Latikin would care this much, or maybe he's faking it for Ben's sake. What do you think they're talking about? Huh? Is that a serious question? Glancing at Olivia, I see no signs of mischief on her face. Still, I'm expecting this to be some kind of pseudo-intellectual trap. What do you mean you, of all people, can't figure it out?
Me, of all people?
Like, you know, someone with a brain?
Are you trying to imply other people don't think?
Her trademark smug smile appears on Olivia's face. Following this question, the same one she puts on every time she's trying to bait me into some pointless argument. Was this her goal all along? Did she know I was going to say something like this? Or is this her way of trying to make conversation, the one that she can enjoy too? Or wait, was she fishing for a compliment? I mean, she is a girl, but not that kind, or so I thought. No, there must be something more to this. Maybe she's feeling down. I can't tell, but then again, it's always five-dimensional chess with her, which I guess is kind of enjoyable, but so would be a regular-ass conversation for once. Because this early in the morning, I sure as shit don't have the mental capacity to keep thinking 3 layers of sarcasm ahead for every sentence. Might as well just ask, straightforward. Are you okay?
Am I okay? What do you mean?
I mean that is something wrong. Kind of felt you were looking for a compliment there, so I figured you needed some positivity in your life or something.
When did you stop thinking that your glorious presence alone was positive enough?
Suddenly, I regret asking. Honestly, I should have known better. Olivia takes my silence as answer enough.
I'm fine, by the way. But thanks for asking, I think.
Right. Don't mention it. As in, please don't, ever.
Actually, I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, do you know if Damien will be back?
For a second, I draw a blank on what the absolute fuck Olivia has to do with Damien and why she's asking me about it. But then I remember, we're going out this weekend. Or, that was the plan anyway. But as far as Damien getting back to what... But as for Damien getting back and what I know about it, that's another question. I have no idea.
You don't?
Yeah, we don't talk a whole lot these days.
I see.
There's not much I can add to the conversation at this point. And by the looks of it, I managed to spoil Olivia's mood enough so that she doesn't want to talk more either. From there on, I watch Ben and Mr. Latican talk between themselves, till all the rest of our classmates show up. It's one of those rare days where I didn't come in late. About other classes I could care less, so long as I can get away with it, but homeroom, I won't risk giving Mr. Latican another excuse to make me run his errands. The Olivia thing alone made my life miserable for a week and tax to the continuous determent of both my body and gray matter. In any case, eventually enough students show up for class to start, and after double-checking the time on his watch, Mr. Latican energetically claps his hands together in what seems to be his go-to method of getting everyone's attention. Good morning, guys and girls. Some people murmur the greeting back, but Mr. Latican's so excited about whatever it is he's excited about that he speaks over the last few danglers. Already, class, I told you on Monday that something big is coming and the news is most certainly have arrived. Huh? He did? I can't recall most of the Monday class, but I guess I can kind of maybe, perhaps sort of remember something more or less tangentially related to the thing about news or the other. Whatever, it's just going to be Ben's stupid charity thing. In fact, why even bother acting like it was big news or even news at all? It's not like you could take a single step through the hallways without one of those damn posters staring down at you. Basically, everyone knows about the event at this point. No, but don't care. And once again, I understand the point of a marketing campaign, I really do. But man, not understanding your demographic this much, I might as well make attendance compulsory, because it's not like anyone's going to give a single shit otherwise. I sure don't. Mr. Latican's been talking for a good 2 minutes by now, and I haven't listened to a single word. But just as that thought crosses my mind... Master Inko. I snap to attention, droplets of sweat forming on my brow. Shit, I hope it was the first time he called on me. Even though I could probably explain it away as me being tired because it's still morning, I don't want to take my chances with this guy. Forcing myself to keep calm, I'm about to say something like present or over here, but Mr. Latikin keeps going unabated. For you, it is... He's taken on a voice as if he was a narrator introducing boxers into the ring, or like a host in a TV show, drumming his fingers on the notebook and his hands with anticipation. Meanwhile, I'm at an absolute loss. What the ever-loving fuck is happening right now? Designing a wedding dress. Haha, how exciting. I have no reaction, none whatsoever. A calm expression glued to my face to masquerade the panic. I'm in no position to address virtually anything that happened these past 30 seconds. Mr. Latikin raises an eyebrow at my silence, awkwardly awaiting an answer. As soon as I can muster the strength to will my body to move, I very animatedly raise a hand to give him a thumbs up. He's visibly confused at my lack of enthusiasm, and I can also hear certain gator snickers nearby, but thankfully he does move on to the next person on his list. All right then. Miss Maestra Olivia. Not that I can pay much attention, blood rushing to my head and all sounds merging into distorted white noise as the reality of what just happened catches up to me. An assignment. I got an assignment. We're all getting assignments. School assignments for school. Big assignments, if there's all this fanfare about them. So fuck, what's the deadline on this thing? And what was that? A wedding dress? I have to design a wedding dress? I mean, that's not all that horrible, honestly. Shit, even kind of interesting. I've drawn dresses before. I could totally do this. Images upon images of beautifully flowing ivory white pearlescent dresses appear inside my mind. Elegant, exquisite, superb, stunning. Some so gorgeous I would even want to wear them. Around me, the class goes on, but I pay it no heed. Not even Ben, who spends the last 5 to 10 minutes going on about whatever. I pay nothing no heed, all throughout the rest of the day, coming up with a design after design scribbled on the margins of my notebook. For once, I'm glad people aren't talking to me, and that includes Olivia as well. We don't share any classes outside of homeroom, but this time she doesn't even show up for lunch. It intrigues me why, but ultimately not longer for like 2 minutes. Mine abuzz with dancing laces and alluring veils. It's not until way later in the day, after classes are all over, and I myself have calmed down some, that I see her again. My God. We're an hour in, and I feel like barely anything's happened. When did someone actually get, like, beat up or something? It's like the most boring kind of drama. I exit the school building for the first time today. The idea of that wedding dress got me so worked up, doodling throughout the entire day, there was no question of sneaking out for a smoke. And then there's also that one minor detail that then I ran out of cigarettes, although I didn't remember that bit until now. I considered going out of town to try and scope out a store that would sell my underage ass a pack when suddenly the most peculiar sight catches my attention. The group of students leaving the building just ahead of me thins out, some going to the dorms, some towards the campus gates, and then some stopping to chat, and through the gap in the crowd I see none other than Olivia struggling her way down the ramp built into the staircase. Though I guess I shouldn't call it a struggle, while she certainly seems to have focused on her task, it's still something she does every day, and has been doing for years. I scale the steps slowly, trailing behind her as we descend. It doesn't take longer than, I don't know, a couple of seconds, though still noticeably slower than it would have taken me on my own. I don't think Olivia's aware of my presence yet, so I let her roll a ways ahead before catching up to her, acting as if I was running down the last couple of steps to reach her. I'm not fully sure why. I guess I'm just not trying to hurt her dignity. She got pretty mad when I wanted to help her down the hill by the parking lot, so I could see her getting upset with me stalking her like this. Hey, wait up! As I call out to her, Olivia stops her roll, turning her wheelchair sideways in place to face me.
Oh, it's you!
Isn't it always? No sassy retort. Who's shitting your cereal?
You, actually.
Me? What are you talking?
This weekend, going out, then suddenly not going out, rings a bell.
Huh? Is she still chewing on that? Is that why she didn't show up for lunch too? And how is that my fault anyway? It's Damien who didn't get back in time. Right. Okay, but we can still do something without Damien? Like, to get our minds off of that assignment and, Intrigued, Olivia slowly rotates her chair to fully face me, listening to my offer. If only I knew what to say. Just like last time, I had to come up with the idea of playing pool. I'm stuck once again. What the fuck activity even fucking exists that a cripple can do? No wonder she spends all day inside, painting and shit. No, wait, that's it. Something indoors. Something like... Okay, I got it. Yeah, hey, it's Friday, right? You ain't got anything to do tomorrow.
No, not in particular. I was gonna...
So how about a movie night? Oh, no. Movie night at Mia's? Oh, no.
Copyright infringement. Movie night? I don't know, Inko. Movies today are stupid. I don't really watch them. I don't even watch anime in this timeline, Inko. Anime, ugh, I don't know. I'm not even that much of a weeb. I like music and painting.
Yep, didn't expect anything different from her, and I came prepared. Yeah, but artsy movies.
Artsy movies?
You know, from before we were born, black and white shit and silent movies, Charlie Chaplin. Like, to get the inspiration going for the assignment by remembering all the big greats. Olivia gives me a sideways glance, that familiar, curious shine appearing in her eyes. I could tell, though, that she's not fully sold on the idea. Not yet.
I didn't think you'd be into that kind of stuff.
Would I be here in a place like this if I wasn't? I'm all over it, sis.
Oh yeah? Which one's your favorite?
The one with the clock?
Everybody knows about the one with the clock.
No, I'm sorry. Was this a dick measuring contest to see who's the most hipster? Damn right people know about it. And do you know why that is? Because that shit is straight fire.
Ha! Well, okay, you got me. I'm in.
Cool.
So how are we gonna do this?
Do this? Do what, you mean?
Well, if we're gonna have a movie night, I'm guessing that includes a sleepover. And we live in the dorms.
So what? I'll go over at like 7 or something and we can get the shit on the road.
No you won't.
What? Why not? I mean, you can come over too if you want, but...
No, Inko, come on, think. There's the boys' dormitory building, and then there's the girls' dormitory building.
Yeah, but like, that's so not what I have to put up with. So, that's so that I won't have to put up with the tampons and shit in the bathrooms? They really won't let us have a sleepover.
No, they won't.
Wow, that's fucking 1984 BC over here. With a sigh, I facepalm into my hand, almost knocking my sunglasses off. Fuck the fun police. Okay, but can I still sneak over?
Do you have any idea what would happen to me if someone found you there?
Do I even want to know? No, I don't. I don't even want to guess. Rap G, well then, how about you come over? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if they find you. That's actually the farthest it could be from the truth, to be honest. I'm only saying it because I'm basically 100% sure we could pull it off without anyone seeing her. Olivia, however, doesn't look so sure. Well, what, didn't Mia fucking, like, barge into our fucking place? To pretty much just pretty much pull a Lonely Island?
Golly gee, that's like so generous of you, bro. Such chivalry. but you'll have a difficult time trying to sneak me anywhere.
To get her point across, she raps her knuckles against the frame of her wheelchair, followed by a faint metallic sound resonating through the air. Then, well, shit. That's a good fucking point. So, we can't use her room. We can't use my room. Therefore, seems to me we must find some third location. Which is what? Get a room at a hotel? Nope, no way I'm doing that. Not with Olivia. A sleepover is one thing, it's already risky, but we could do it low key without anyone knowing, but going to a hotel, just the two of us, that'd be character assassination of the highest degree on my part. There must be a better solution. I'm just not seeing it. Olivia is seemingly working through the same quandary, lost in deep thought. Well, didn't fucking Liz live, like, away somewhere? Then, well, she better come up with something, especially after making all these excuses. Any ideas?
Maybe.
She rotates her chair back on the path as she says that, continuing her roll towards the girls' dormitory building. Maybe. What's that?
That's when you're not sure about something. No witty retort?
You could just say the same... You could just say the thing.
Geez, fine, you buzzkill. So anyway, since Damien isn't here, and I figured our plans are as good as canceled, I called Dad during lunch period. It's been a while since we saw each other, so I was gonna go over to his place tomorrow. You could come over.
That would solve the sleepover issue, but no. Rather, let's say that this flips the whole thing around, introducing a barrage of entirely new problems. Me going over to their place, meeting her father. I mean, sure, I wasn't going to do anything special with my weekend, but I certainly wasn't planning on doing that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Olivia looks at me with confusion on her face.
What's wrong?
Oh god, how do I bullshit my way out of this one? I just, don't want to be a bother, and doesn't your dad, live, far away? Yeah, shit, that's right. Olivia lives in the dorm, so her actual home must be something like...
Nah, Dad lives in the city. I was gonna go over...
Didn't she tell us that herself? Like, oh, my dad just lives down the road or something. Like, even Olivia forgets, man. Like, I can believe Inko forgetting, because he's got so much thinking going on. The thoughts go in, the thoughts go out. It pushes other thoughts out. It pushes memories out. But Olivia, I feel like she would know that. I feel like she doesn't talk to many people, and she would know that she told Inko that. But no, she doesn't.
I was gonna go over for lunch, so you can come with me if you want. Or I could meet you up by the bus stop later this evening, or...
Wait, what? Huh? In the city? What do you mean?
The city, down the hill.
Are you telling me that that you live here?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
In the city?
Yes.
Just what? I can't. Christ, I must be having a stroke or something, or the wires in my head must have misfired, but I just cannot comprehend what Olivia's trying to tell me. To be completely clear, I point towards the campus gates and to the streets beneath. Here? There? City?
Uh-huh.
But then why don't you... What the fuck are you doing living in the dorms? The insofar confusion expression on Olivia's face turns to surprise, and then to disbelief, and finally to amused delight.
Dude, what?
She snorts through her nose, trying to suppress her laughter. What do you mean, what? Why would you, why would anyone want to willingly live in a shit heap like this? I simply cannot wrap my head around the idea. She could live at home in comfort, not having to race through the mornings for hot water, not needing to care about who sees her with whom and when. And with her father, too. Why does she keep complaining about how little they get to meet when she deliberately came here? Is it like because of the wheelchair? It must be, right? Maybe they live close, but just not close enough. Maybe they don't have a car, or maybe this is part of some scholarship for the disabled thing. There are endless questions zooming through my mind, buzzing like bees and making it impossible to find a solution to this puzzle. Fortunately, Olivia provides her own answer, or I should say unfortunately, perhaps, because it's just as maddening confusing as the rest.
Lots of people our age live in the dorms, so...
But yeah, but it's because they have to?
No.
Yes. Why else would they?
To get away and be on their own? To learn how to stand on your own 2 feet?
Oh, right. Stand on your feet. That's funny. Little Miss Independence over here. The way I would say it is she got tired of being a goddamn burden on everyone back home. That's fucking retarded.
Excuse me?
No fucking way anyone would want that. I've only been here for 2 weeks and I already hate it. Do you know how terrifying it is to have to start from scratch like this, alone, without Daddy there to back you up and bring you food every week? I'm sick and tired of not sleeping in my own bed, of eating these shit-ass instant noodles and crap from the vending machines, of spending my afternoons alone locked in a room like a fucking prisoner, with all my friends gone because they live 2,000 fucking miles away. And I figured it must be like 100 times worse for you here because of... Look, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna say it. The only reason you're here is to feed your ego. Olivia rolls her eyes and crosses her arms, clearly not pleased with my comment.
The only reason I'm here is to...
She shakes her head as if trying to shake my words off altogether.
I must be hearing things. Was it you talking about feeding the ego? For reals? You?
Yeah, I should know, right?
Are you being serious right now, Mr. Projector?
Mr. What?
Oh, please, don't act cute, as if you're here for purely academic reasons.
Hey, that's totally uncalled for. I'll let you know that.
Look, I don't fucking care, okay? I can do whatever I want to. I'm independent. Now, are you coming over or not?
My mouth hangs open as I'm interrupted mid-comeback, and especially by what Olivia's saying. Independent? Is that what she thought my argument was about? I mean, she's right. She is independent as a cripple like her can be. But that doesn't take away from the fact that she's disabled. It's clear as day that she only clings to this independence to make up for the difference. Whatever, maybe I should stop fighting her about it. I don't think pushing it would lead anywhere nice, not for the either of us. And though Olivia is still visibly frustrated, she's seemingly trying to keep her cool. All she's doing is looking at me expecting an answer, expecting a yes, probably. To try and match her attitude, I do my best to drown out the anger inside. I swear, like, Inko fights with everyone besides fucking Liz and Proclane. He seems to hate everyone else. Well, he called Proclane a hag, which is funny because Proclane's like, what, 10 and a half years older than him, probably? Maybe 10? Still, I'm not sure what I should tell her. It's baffling enough to see that she still wants me to go after a fight like this, and it was a delicate subject to begin with. But sheesh, have it her way. Okay, fine, whatever.
Why are you saying that as if I asked you to jump into a pile of shit?
It's because... Yeah, I have no idea. I shrug, looking away from Olivia awkwardly. Why does she need a reason so bad, anyway? Never before have I met any of my friends' families. Why would I need to? I mean, what gives? I don't even talk to my own parents, if I can help it. Older generations are nothing but a bunch of geezers who know nothing about today's culture, so why bother? Maybe for a girlfriend I'd do it, if she's like the kind that, I don't know, would accept me. But for my family, needed her father to bless the deal or whatever, but other than that, what good reason is there to meet the parents? And even then, a girl like that would have to be damn worth it, too. Gee whiz, Mr. Olivia's dad, I am sure a good influence and worthy friend to your daughter. Like, is that what she expects will happen? Is that what she wants to happen?
Your assignment is a wedding dress, right?
Huh? I turned back to Olivia and noticed that the anger has all but vanished from her face, replaced with the usual aloof curiosity, and maybe a hint of awkwardness, looking at my chest instead of my eyes and rubbing her arms.
Have you had, like, a bad experience going over to someone's house before? Like, did it go wrong with a girl, or...
My jaw tenses up at the sudden change of topic, but I fight to mask my unease. Which is not as easy as I thought it would be. What's she getting at anyway? Like, how do those two topics connect up at all?
What I'm trying to say is, I can promise you it won't be like that. It doesn't matter to me if you're like a loser without a future.
Doesn't matter if I'm... What the fuck did she just... What? No way! Nothing like that has ever happened. The mere implication that I could fuck up a date like that is laughable, outrageous. I'm hilariously likable, and you should know that.
Okay, geez, I tremble before His Majesty. I was just trying to figure out why.
Look, we aren't even dating, so drop it. This time, it's my fat cripple of a conversation partner whose words get stuck in her throat. And they remain there for several seconds before she can form any sort of reply.
Okay, Inko, I didn't mean to put you out like that. Maybe I just worded that poorly back there.
Yeah, no shit. There's another lull in the conversation, both of us just standing or sitting there, not saying or doing anything. It's both awkward and sedative, suddenly making me question just what the hell I'm doing, arguing about nothing like this. Like what, is this what Ben and Damien... Is this the Ben and Damien routine? No, I should be better than that. Rubbing the bridge of my nose as I let my tensed-up muscles unclench, I sigh, deeply, waving my other hand around in the air dismissively. No, it's fine, forget it, I was talking some shit too. There's another pause after that as we try to get back into the usual rhythm of things, to forget what just happened. It doesn't really work all that well, but at least we're not at each other's throats anymore.
So, you're coming over then, right? Dad wanted to meet you ever since I first told you about him. Or, since I first told him about you.
You told your father about me?
Yeah, sure, we talked about everything. I mean, you kind of did stir up my life.
Huh. There's really no getting out of it, is there? Because this is now a thing. If this was the first time the idea of me going over... If this was the first time the idea of me going over came up, then at least I could set the precedent. But things being as they are, clearly, Olivia and her father already had made up the expectations about me. If I say no, that's letting them down. And I don't want them to think of me as the guy who doesn't ever go anywhere, or around whom you need to be walking on eggshells like some prima donna. Rap G! Just fuck me. So you said we're going over for lunch?
Yeah. If you want to.
Is it okay if we meet there at like 11?
That might be a little too early. How about past?
Yeah, sure, past.
Do you, still, need something from town, or?
Nah, I think I'm covered.
Cool, then I guess I'll be getting back to my room now.
I should probably go too. Get that assignment started. The two of us make some more random amounts to nothing small talk after that, never really managing to leave the uncomfortable atmosphere behind. Not even after we ourselves have parted ways. En route to the boys' dorm, I find myself going over it all in my head, repeatedly, thinking about what either of us should have said differently so things wouldn't have taken a different turn. It's always important to figure out what you did wrong in social situations like this. But even more important is to figure out if it was your fault at all. A slip-up like this while talking to someone who actually matters could mean the opportunity of a lifetime slipping you by. Like a job interview or when talking to the press. Regardless of my efforts, though, all I'm left with is the bitter taste in my mouth that I don't quite know how to get rid of. Again, I consider lighting a smoke, but I really don't want to dig into my emergency supplies anymore. Instead, I set my alarm to a little earlier than reasonable for a weekend, around 9 a.m., so that I'll have time to find a store in town where I could get some cigarettes. I don't doubt there's an ABC store or something with a cashier my age I could sweet talk, or should worse come, I still have my fake ID from Rock Bottom that I used to snag beer back there. With my plans made, I settled in my usual doodle stash social media act, with some additional looking up wedding dresses on the side. My God. Pretty much an hour and a half in. Artsy movies, time to bring out the Eastern Bloc depression. Movie nights with Olivia, now with extra crack. Both kind, oh God.
What?
Thinko is everywhere. I forget how big of a punchable asshole Thinko is, that's true. I'm gonna take another bathroom break. That means setting up the main menu again because it's so fucking quiet. There's barely any music in this game, man. And when there is, it's that stupid bass thing. Is the doom 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 doom. Oh, all right. I'll be back. Thinko sucks, writing sucks, and the lack of background music really hinders this project. That's true. But they could have reused Wani's stuff, man. It would have helped a little bit. Better than not having anything at all, you know. There we go. Back to the torture. I don't know if I just want to go for another half hour or three more. Like, the whole 3 hours with this is torture, man. The morning is chilly with a layer of fog rolling in. I rub my hands together and blow hot air into them, trying to shake the numbness off. Today I woke up way earlier than my alarm was supposed to go off, around 6 in the morning. Then, unable to fall back asleep, I tossed and turned for about 40 more minutes until finally frustrated, I figured I might as well get started on my quest for a pack of cigarettes. That probably has to do with this foul mood I'm in, too, mixed with the anxiety over the assignment and having to meet Olivia's family today. Shit's making me jumpy as hell, and I couldn't stop myself from burning through 2 more emergency smokes over my breakfast. I'll just have to consider that a quick and dirty IOU to myself. If there's one thing that's going for me, at least, it's that there's still plenty of time till I have to meet up with the green ham goblin. It's 8:45. Which is a good thing, because my search so far has been rather unsuccessful. All the stores I came across looking way too corporate to even bother with, or too popular for me to conduct my business without getting caught. Sigh. Stopping at a crosswalk and waiting for the light to turn green, I look up at the sky. There are some clouds overhead, with more and more floating from over the horizon. I battle the glow of the sun fiercely, but can't ultimately stop it from climbing over the top of the buildings, slowly but surely lighting up the streets and hovering up all of the lingering little wisp of fog. As I cross the road, I step out of the shadows for the first time today. The warmth seeps into my clothes, fresh and bones, getting some kind of kinks out of my groggy body and filling me with just a tiny bit of cautious optimism. This is a part of the city I've never been in, more of a downtown area than I've seen yet. Even around the malls and shops were sparse. But here, all of the big windows, flashy signs, and colorful storefronts give me the feeling of a proper tourist trap. I don't know what landmarks or historical thingies there are to see in the region, or if maybe there's like a national park or a thermal spa around here, but looking at this place is making me want to find out. Turning a corner, I come upon a street filled with various vendors selling all kinds of knickknacks, from watches and knives, through secondhand junk and wartime memorabilia. Some of the stores are opening up just now, but walking past them, lo and behold, I find myself in front of a head shop, or whatever it is they're called. Open 24/7, the storefront is lined with all sorts of hookahs and bongs and other crap like that. Looking inside, I could see much of the same. There's nobody in there, though, save for a bored-looking guy at the register. Perfect. With renewed vigor, I enter the store. Is it going to be Reed? That'd be funny. I can see a real person right there. There's a real person right there. Push through, finish this garbage. There's no AI help and there's no AI to help you now. Yeah, I wish that this could be read. The dino guy, some sort of pterosaur, I think, perks his head up and puts his phone down, hearing the bell. He's gonna probably just be a silhouette, isn't he? Yep. Oh, wow. It's just Idekin, but shaded black. Congratulations on the creativity. Bravo. Bong guy. I'll use the Idekin voice for this guy, too. Can I help you? His tone is flat, but his eyes shine with suspicion. Not a very good sign. Let's just hope he's only specious and not an arc. While he inspects me head to toe, I step up to the counter with a couple of daring strides, undaunted. Yeah, could you give me 2 packs of Marlboro Rocks? Sure. As long as you show me some ID. Shit. Couldn't have been the speciesism, could it? I don't fret, though, not yet. Got a couple more tricks up my sleeve. Without a speck of hesitation, I reach for my wallet, and for the fake ID inside, which I hand over to the guy in a fluent, confident motion. He looks it over, giving me a rather skeptical glance afterwards. 26. You're 26? Shit, right. A couple of years have passed since that card was made. Yeah, I'm 26. Not buying it. He tosses the card back at me with a bemused smile. Next time, try with a card that doesn't say rock bottom on it, tourist. Fuck shit. Wait, right, tourist. I'm a tourist. Yeah, but that's because I'm on a school trip. School trip. Oh no. The teachers don't know I slipped away, so come on, be a pal. Uh-huh, sure, on a field trip at 26. Well, yep, bye, kid. He seems to have lost all interest in me after that, going back to doing shit on his phone. Fuck. There must be something else I can use. Think! 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 Think, Thinko, think! Think, Thinko, think! Okay, so how about a driver's license? That catches this guy's attention, if barely. Let's hit that nail while I still can. If I can drive, then I can smoke too, right? I don't really have a license on me, obviously, since I don't have one at all, but if I act confidently enough, I might just be able to fool him. A driver's license. Yeah, a driver's license. The dude holds his hand up, waiting for me to give it to him. So, shit, the jig is probably up at this point. How does someone with this big of a stick up his ass even end up working at a place like this? With all the confidence in the world, I reach for my pocket, hoping by some miracle, if he sees me having no problem showing my license, he'll accept that I do actually have one. But he doesn't. My hand lingers over my pocket for a couple of seconds before I finally give in. I sigh, shoulders dropping in desperation. Look, man, I don't have my license, okay? I'm 17. I'm a student here at St. Hammond's, and they just dumped this big-ass assignment on us, and I'm fucking done. Come on, just please help a brother out. I'll pay you double and everything, and I won't tell anyone about this, I swear. Cashier dude shuts his phone off again, straightening his back and looking back at me with a curious glare. Almost makes me want to back off. He's getting so serious all of a sudden. But I stand my ground, and straighten my back too. Either this Hail Mary attempt works, or I'm shit up Buckfuck Creek. St. Hammond's, huh? My brother works there. I wonder who your brother could be. The think tank. Oh, great. His brother? Really, man? As a teacher, no doubt, am I right? What is this, blackmail? Is he trying to... So, okay, I'll give you your Marlboro rocks. What? But you gotta pay triple. Deal! The dude blinks several times in surprise as I practically shout the word at him. I don't know what made him change his mind, but I'll fucking take it. I'm sure he expected me to say no anyway. He must have thought I'm some penniless loser begging for his charity. The guy shoots one last look towards the door to make sure nobody will see us, getting the packs I've asked for afterwards and ringing them up on the register. Well, let's hope they turn the cameras off too. Meanwhile, I get my credit card out, flashing it at the guy and watching him, true to his words, bills me for triple the normal price. As I touch the card to the sensor, I hear him call out with a shit-eating grin. Spending daddy's bucks, huh? Does he know? Yeah, you know, some of us aren't the black sheeps of their family and get their allowance instead of ripping off on students. I take the 2 packs before the guy could change his mind, stashing them inside the lining of my jacket. So, anyone else work here? There's a girl on graveyard shift sometimes. Why? Will she be in on this? Oh yeah, I'll tell her that you're cool. How will she know me? She'll know. I'll tell her to watch for the skinny with the attitude and less hair and less hair than on my scaly ass. Great, thanks. With that, I step away from the counter, and I'm just about to exit the shop as he calls out to me again. Hey kid, you're not running with the Goat Legs crew, are you? The who's what's now? No, I don't think so. He nods at that, visibly relieved. Meanwhile, I'm like, what the fuck was that about? Regardless, oh no, he's following us outside! No! Regardless, I say goodbye to him one last time and step outside, immediately lighting up as I do. I don't even care what the fuck he was going on in there in the end because mission successful. Taking a drag of my cigarette, I inhale deeply, my body shuddering involuntarily at the sensation, or maybe at the cold, or maybe at a combination of both. There are more clouds up above than when I entered, casting long shadows over the building once more. Looks like it's going to rain soon. Why did he follow us out? After some more wandering around the downtown area, I decided it's time to make the climb back to St. Hammond's. It's a little past 11 as I walk through the gates. About time for our supposed rendezvous with Olivia. And there indeed she is, some ways farther by the gardens where she likes to hang out. As she notices me too, she waves to get my attention and begins to roll over. Taking one last look at the gray skies while she does, I mentally prepare myself for the rest of today. The 3 cigarettes I chain smoked on my way here definitely helped, but now I feel tired, not motivated to do anything. I couldn't really get any work done on the assignment yesterday either, all of my drafts turning out substandard, fated forever to be little more than wadded up balls of paper littering the floor of my room. I'm really quite mad about that. If I don't get the chance to wallow on it for too long, the sound of gravel crunching under the wheels of my wheelchair filling my ears. Hi. Despite the smile on Olivia's face, something feels off right away. Or rather, it might be because of the smile. Because where normally she'd have a nonchalant, distant, analytical glare thing going on, this time Olivia's clearly forcing herself to appear cheerful. On my accord alone, almost feels like... Or maybe she's just this excited. I'm not sure if it's something I should worry about, though I think I may want to tread carefully here. Olivia's the very last person I'd expect to pull crap like this and put it on play, so it's all coming out of the left field. I guess I should just roll with it and act normal. But she's looking at me all weird now. Is it because I'm not saying anything? She isn't either. Or wait, am I getting it all wrong? Could it be that... Is she actually nervous? Not excited? Like, about meeting her parents today? I'm getting a terrible feeling that I'm overcomplicating all this in my head, but she said they haven't talked in a while, so maybe they had a fight. Lots of that going around these days, it seems. It could be even related to me going over, because although it isn't even remotely the case, Olivia's parents could have interpreted our visit as Olivia bringing a guy home, and maybe they're not very keen on that idea. So what do? Go through with it as planned, or should I take charge of the situation, give Olivia a chance to call it off with dignity? Oh, we'll double... It's the Olivia route, buddy. Yeah, I know, it's better not to complicate things. Let's just get this over with. Whatever else she may be, Olivia's reasonably well brought up. Even if they're in the middle of a fight, I expect her parents to be sensible and civilized as well. Especially with a guest present. That one spy TF2 arter with him with 3 cartons worth of cigs in his mouth, yeah. Smoko Thinko. Oh. Or if not, I'll just fucking leave. Not my loss. At any rate, I should concentrate on the here and now and not in all the what-ifs. So, sup?
Why, you smell like a chain smoker.
Wow, she sure didn't skirt around that one. And besides, it's because I am one. Well, no, not really. It's only this morning that I'm stressing about stuff. Yeah, I smoked a little more than usual. What about it? Can't wait for her to tell me how unhealthy it is. Not.
Why?
I'm not going to get out of that lecture, do I? There sure must be worse fates out there than having Olivia ramble on about random shit nobody asked in my general vicinity, but only so few of them. I guess I might as well tell her the truth then. Not much else I could say to get her to piss off if she doesn't approve of smoking in the first place. I'm just kind of stressing out a little, and that's all.
Is that why you have your slouch thing going on too?
On second thought, she could have just stuck to the smoking topic. But she's not even giving me the stink eye. Which is weird because from her reaction the other day, I could have sworn Olivia's very much against the idea of smoking, but right now she's silent, observing. Subtly fixing my posture, I look for a way to change the topic. Should we get going?
All right, we probably should.
Olivia flinches upon hearing my question, most likely getting torn away from her pseudo armchair psychologist daydreams, internally debating with all her best friends what my smoking might be. It takes her a second to catch up with me as I move towards the gates, but soon we're side by side going downhill. Same as last time, I notice how slow and uneven Olivia's pace is and how she lurches forward during the steeper parts. But I try to pay it little mind instead, looking for something to say. So, what's the plan for the day?
Well, I guess I don't really have one. I mean, going to see Dad is pretty much the usual for me.
Okay, so what's the usual?
I don't know. Lunch, banter with Dad. You know, the usual.
Oh, that was less informative, but she's got a point. I wouldn't be fussing much about going home either, obviously. Other than looking my best, smelling my best, sounding my best, and having the best tales to tell everyone. It's a small world in Rock Bottom. If people got wind of someone going back there from all the way up from the other side of the country, it caused ripples. That's just how these things are. But then again, that'd be the usual for me too. I doubt it's something Olivia could relate to. Not only is she from such a big city, but she doesn't care about people the way I do. Certainly not about her reputation, so I don't push the point. Instead, we end up making small talk about classes and stuff, more to pass the time than anything. That is, until a raindrop lands on my forehead. Huh?
What's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing, it's just... I look up, sizing up the dark, heavy, laden clouds above. And it turns out I was absolutely wrong. It's not nothing, because soon not one but about a dozen little specks of rain patter against my glasses, skin, and clothes. Olivia notices it too, surprising me with a pained whine.
Ah!
What, it's just some water? I thought you loved swimming, Olivia.
Yeah, thanks, but believe me, I do not want to get caught in the rain. The hinges could get all mucky and shit, and it's not cool.
Huh? Hey! Before I can make sense of what the fuck hinges she's talking about, Olivia virtually bolts out of Dodge, tripling her speed, rolling down the hill and making me jog to keep up with her. This surely cannot be safe. But it's not like I could call her out on it. I'm no wheelchair expert. If Olivia feels like risking slamming into the back of a bus at 20 miles an hour is safer than getting a little wet, then I'll accept that. Maybe she's afraid she'll slip if the road gets wet and plummet down a hill uncontrollably. I guess some control is better than none. I'll make a mental note to ask her about it once we're safe. Till then, concentrating on my running so I don't trip over something and roll down the hill myself. A couple of minutes later, we arrive at the bus stop where, fortunately, we get to stand under the shitty, full of graffiti, unattained abode placed there. Oh, we actually have some music for once. I just noticed it. New music that you can barely hear. The rain has certainly picked up around us, coming in at a literal downpour. Olivia was right to hurry, because even I would have hated getting caught in this weather. Instead of a relieved smile, though, on her face is a sour frown, like really sour. I'm not sure what that's about at first, until I realize she must hate being reminded of her shortcomings, because yeah, being caught in the rain would sure have sucked. But it's not like it would cause me more than some minor discomfort, a shower and a change of clothes, and I'd be all done. But even now, Olivia's fidgeting around, checking various parts of her wheelchair again and again. If she's getting this worked out about the stupid thing, I can imagine it getting bad enough so she would need to get her spare out, the one she's been using when I first met her. And I can still remember how much she said she hated that. But then again, that's just being a cripple for you. That's not called a disability for nothing. Still, I don't think the stunt was safe for her. I should probably say something about it. You're not fucking around with the rain, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
What do you want me to say? It's easy for you, but for me, I need to change the covers on my seat. My hands will get all dirty with the mud. It's like I said, not cool.
Sheesh, fine. There's not much else I could add to the topic at this point, so as Olivia turns her attention back to her chair, I decide to focus on my own shit as well, smoothing out the wrinkles on my clothes and cleaning the dirt and torn up little blades of grass off my shoes. I have a Discord message. From who? Hold on. Alright. Although, since there's still some time till the bus should arrive, what with us getting here at Mach 7 speed, maybe I should try a way to lighten the atmosphere. I could ask Olivia about her father. People usually like to talk about themselves and their families, and they like to complain too. I know Olivia is a special case, but if they're really having a fight, then she might want to vent about it. Plus, I could use the heads up. I'll need to do my best to impress the guy today. Going off to Olivia, I'm imagining some turtleneck sweater guy with a pair of those round librarian glasses and a French cigar holder, some intellectual dweeb. I mean, he was cool with sending his daughter off to a place like this to become a painter. That's basically the equivalent of signing her up for a lifelong burger flipping gig. But then again, they could be rich too, for all I know. Maybe there's a family business or an executive position waiting for Olivia after she graduates. And if so, I better be on my best and most charming behavior. What's your dad like?
Huh?
Oh wait, what did she say?
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? Just tell me about him.
Afraid you won't get along?
A little?
Aren't you supposed to be the popular guy or something?
Olivia's face softens, perhaps realizing taking her frustration out on me isn't such a cool thing.
Look, don't worry, okay? I'm sure he'll like you. And you'll like him.
That's painfully generic. Uh-huh, thanks. I sigh, accepting that I probably won't get more out of Olivia right now. The sly smile at the corner of her lips suggests as much anyway. If I didn't know any better, I could even think she's enjoying my distress. If I didn't know any better. Returning my attention to the rain and the streets leading into town, I notice a pair of headlights closing in on us. According to Rockle Maps, this is the last stop on the route, so we'll have the whole bus to ourselves, at least for a few stops. Although in this weather, I doubt people would line up to get on. Not to mention it's a weekend, and around lunchtime. My stomach definitely has not forgotten that fact. As the vehicle approaches, another thought crosses my mind, however. How the ever-loving fuck will Olivia board? Wheels and stairs are incompatible by their very nature. Does she expect me to carry her up the steps or something? I'm fit, but not lift Mount Everest level of fit. We'd be closer that way than I'm comfortable with too, like physically. I really don't like getting all touchy-feely with people. Yeah, Mr. Boobs and Cleavage. I glance at Olivia, grabs Liz by her shoulders. I glance at Olivia ever so briefly, so that even if she got such fantasies, I won't give her a chance to speak up about them. Because without eye contact, people can't speak up on their own or whatever, especially this little weirdo. Anyway, she's not even looking in my direction, so it's a moot point. Plus, it soon seems my concerns were entirely moot as well, because the bus arriving is one of those modern models with a flat floor and a wide door in the middle. Not many of those where I come from. Also, in my defense, I only ever seen people with baby strollers board like that. But I suppose it's kind of the same thing with a wheelchair as well. And I assume it goes without saying that I'll be paying for both of our tickets. Which X'd me at first, but well, they're having over me for lunch, and thanks to my newly found dorm budget sense, I'm actually aware that groceries and ingredients cost a fuck ton more than bus fare. So I'm still the one getting off easy here. I kind of miss retail Inco. We need to get away from the rain. Background is in a literal desert. Jesus, this guy is a condescending asshole. Can we get a route where he's viciously beaten to death? About 2 minutes later, the engine of the bus roars to life and we start rolling towards the suburbs. Took me a little longer to expect to get the tickets, mostly because I forgot to ask Olivia for the street and had to play guessing games with the chauffeur. At least he was cool about it. I've known some drivers in the past who absolutely weren't cool about shit like that, or if it took you longer than 5 nanoseconds to cough up the change. Cavemen dickheads. Ahem. Oh, we got a little moving background. Regardless, we're now en route to our final destination, past the point of no return. Olivia looks to be alright with the fact, so I guess I was worrying about nothing earlier. She seems to be lost in thought too, and content with not talking for now. I definitely could use some kind of distraction though, because the metallic clinking noise her wheelchair makes at every bump and curve is really quite annoying. Cling, clang, 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 clang. Doesn't it bother her? Or does she not even notice it anymore? Another item to add to the list of questions about what it's like to be a fat cripple, even though I suspect I'll never get to ask about any of it. Not exactly the kind of conversation topic you just jump into. I don't see how it would come up otherwise. To get my mind off of it, I'd go with the age-old look out the window and contemplate life tactic. We're still close-ish to the school, so I more or less recognize the buildings from passing. I wonder how long that will last before the scenery gives over to the suburbs that I absolutely have no clue about. Olivia said they live not that far, but how far is that? 10 minutes? Half an hour? I really should have prepared for this trip more. So Olivia said that her father will like me and that I'll like him. What does that mean? Is he into fashion and stuff too? Like, that would be one giant-ass fucking coincidence. I was already surprised at Damien, and that was back at St. Hammond's. Just statistics alone dictate that I would have eventually ran into someone taking the same course I am. Plus, wouldn't something like that rub off on Olivia too? Because I'm just not seeing it, so no, that can't be why. But then what is? Is that what I'm going to like about him? I mean, according to Olivia, her dad is going to like me, like, hands down. And that's basically half of what makes me like someone, that they realize how cool I am. So, that must mean, sigh. This is so stupid.
Hey!
I look over to Olivia, suddenly speaking up out of nowhere. She's got a kind of troubled, embarrassed expression on her face.
I'm sorry about yesterday.
No, what? What happened yesterday? She looks confused at my question. I am too.
You know, for how I misspoke. Whether you had a girlfriend or not is none of my business.
No, that. Yeah, right. No, I mean, sure. I already forgot about all that.
Really?
Shrug. Yeah, shit happens.
But you're not upset. Then why do you smoke so much? I was totally feeling like guilty and stuff because you were looking really out of it when I saw you by the gate.
I was? Actually, that's not so much of a surprise. I was feeling like shit too. I mean, yeah, I was, but it's not because of you.
Then what is it?
What is it to you? This time, it's Olivia who shrugs.
I don't know. Guess it's because friends.
Oh, right. We are friends, I suppose. Looking at it like that, it was rather a stupid question on my part. Don't worry about it. It's just that stupid assignment.
Not going so well?
No, not really. It's going pretty shittily, actually.
Wow.
Huh?
All of one day have passed and you're not done yet? Not at the top of the class? Not at the top of the class most amazing guy whom everyone adores and admires? Really, I don't even know why I'm hanging out with you.
Despite her unique way of putting it, I get what Olivia's saying. I have a lot of time to work on the assignment yet. No need to be chasing miracles. Even though that's something I'm fully aware of, it still feels nice to hear it from someone else. You're right. Thanks, I guess. So, how about this? No school talk today. We could use a break.
Oh,
What?
will I be allowed to tell Dad about my grades and stuff? Or should we talk in secret code so you won't be reminded of what a failure you are?
Shit, didn't think about that. You guys have a secret code?
Sure, he's family. Don't you and your parents got it?
I don't talk to my parents unless I absolutely need to.
That's kind of sad.
Once again, I can't do anything but shrug. It is what it is. So anyway, you could tell your father whatever, just please don't drag me into it.
Alright, that's fair. But what should I say if he asks?
I'll handle it.
Will you?
Now, you know, I can handle small talk with some middle-aged guy. It's not that hard.
Suit yourself.
There's something in Olivia's voice that suggests it won't be quite easy as I imagine it, but I don't pay it much notice. Just how hard could it be? I can plainly say that I don't want to fuss about school on my day off, and that's pretty much all there is to it. True, I don't yet know what Olivia's parents are like, but it's not like we're going over to evaluate my life choices. Are we? The rain is still falling as I get off the bus. Its doors wheezing shut behind me, although it's a little more than a light drizzle right now. Yet still cold as balls. Oh, it looks nice out. I've let Olivia gone ahead, and right now she should be doing her best to roll herself over to whom I ascertain to be her father, waiting for us some ways from the stop. Now there he is. He doesn't move towards us, but rather obvious that this is our guy for several reasons. Most notably that he is an alligator. Once Olivia gets close enough, he holds an umbrella above her while going in for a half chug at the same time. Oh god, I gotta do this, do the voice. I may hate this guy more than Trish. Congratulations, Thinko.
Oh boy.
Look at that. There she is. I was starting to think I wouldn't get to see you till summer break.
Yeah, sorry, Dad. I've just been too busy these past few weeks.
Busy with me, she probably means. I wonder if her dad picked up on that as well. As father and daughter engage in idle chatter, I walk up to them, slowly, to give myself enough time to get the measure of the dude. He looks vaguely familiar, but I can't say why. We couldn't have met before. Even though his long hair is all drenched, he doesn't seem to be overly bothered by the rain. Only wearing a t-shirt and jeans, it's relatively FA, I dare say, at least for someone his age. This way I can see a lot of his arm scales, too, are full of tattoos, and where they aren't, there are muscles underneath. Not bulging muscles, mind you, and all in all, he looks kind of unshapen and unassuming, like someone who used to be muscular once, but had let himself go since then. Taking a better look, I noticed that many of his scales are worn, torn, and simply dull-looking, with some scars running in between the ink on his body. Is this what happens to dinos when they get older? I'm not sure what I expected the guy to be, but wow, I could have been farther off. Though really, this explains a lot about Olivia, her taste in music in the very least. As they finish with the hug, he finally looks at me, holding out a hand, with a smile that is strangely warm and welcoming for someone with his looks.
You're the guy, huh? My name's Ozzy.
I take his hand and we exchange a handshake. Yeah, I'm the guy, Minko.
It's nice meeting you.
Once we're done with the handshake, he moves behind Olivia for what I don't understand at first, but as I see his hands gravitate towards the handle of his daughter's wheelchair, I'd be quick to speak up and tell him it's a bad idea. Sadly, I'm too late. I fully expect Olivia to blow up like she did with me, turning his so far reasonably pleasant meeting awkward as it can be. Except it doesn't happen. Nothing of the sort happens. I'm so put off by that I have a way too visible cringe-like gut reaction, causing both dinos to look at me weird.
Something wrong there, fella?
Yeah, Inko, what's up?
Clearing my throat, I try to gather myself. No, nothing. It's nothing.
Cool, then let's go.
True to his word, without wasting another second on me, Ozzy lines Olivia up properly on the sidewalk, handing her the umbrella so that he can use both hands to push her. I guess being blunt to the point is something that runs in the family. Ozzy Osbourne. He doesn't look like it. Dude looks like... Mark? Oh, I have to call him Mark. He looks like fucking Nathan Explosion as an alligator. Gonna need to start smoking porker since Denny is everywhere. He is. Get one of that small voice box machine chain smokers to put their throat because they can't talk anymore. Yeah, the one
where they push their voice like this and it sounds like it's coming from a box.
I used to be able to do that, but I've raped my voice so hard these past few weeks. My God. We end up in a formation where I walk beside Olivia with Ozzy lagging slightly behind us. It's a little unnerving, especially as I have to keep answering his questions, but I guess this must be the politically correct way of doing this. It surely would have been worse for Olivia to be ahead of both of us, unable to even properly turn around in her seat. It really shocked me that she let someone else roll her, too. I still haven't fully gotten that out of my system. Right now, I'm kind of just going whichever way they tell me to round the streets, which apparently is to cut through the park.
So, Inko, Olivia tells me you're quite the drawer.
Drawer. Yeah, fashion designer, actually.
Whatever, Dad. He's like crazy talented.
No kidding. How's that?
The sudden compliment catches me off guard, and I feel myself blush. I didn't even know that's what Olivia thought of me, holding my skills in such high regard. It's, yeah, I guess I've been doing it for a while now.
Being shy, Inko.
As good as the compliment felt just now, so the sudden jab stings at my pride. I swear, if her father wasn't here, I would so kick that stupid chair from under Olivia right now. I take a glance towards Ozzy and shore up the damage, but he's not showing any signs that Olivia's little comment would have made him think less of me. If anything, he's amused by it, but whatever he really thinks, he's keeping it to himself. Which reminds me, it's a good thing he never did see me with that hideous black eye. It could have raised some unwanted questions. Though the sudden pause in the conversation is, I suppose, a good enough opportunity to get in a question of my own and maybe steer the conversation away from myself. Usually I like being in the spotlight, but right now it feels so weird, like an interrogation. Too personal somehow. So, questions. But what do I want to know? I knew they'd be asking me. What is life like here? Any other humans around these parts? Ozzy, is that short for something? We'll go through all these.
No, not much happening around here. Not anymore, anyway. There's that festival they're setting up, but after that it'll probably be a whole lot of nothing till the 4th. That's my daughter's birthday, you know. That's just how the city is these days.
Well, that's unfortunate. I talk a lot of shit about Rock Bottom being a small town, but hearing stuff like this really puts that in a new perspective. Well, it's still true. Concerts and carnivals are basically non-existent back there. Instead, we had farmers markets, plays put on by local schools every few months or so. We got shit like health awareness days with games funded by neighborhoods and the mayor. Growing up, I always taken these for granted and only noticed the absence of the things you'd see on TV or the internet. I mean, sure, small-scale community events like these must be happening all around the city, and then there must be bars, venues, and all sorts of party places, but it doesn't feel the same. I was hoping that here I'd have more opportunities to get my name out there, to be seen and talked about, but not one corner at a time. I won't. I'm sad to hear it.
Is that right?
Yeah, I hate sitting at home twiddling my thumbs and stuff.
And you two still managed to get along so well. Got me impressed.
Pleased that I managed to make a good impression, I pushed my chest out, feeling a whole lot of less anxious about the conversation and about the situation altogether. Olivia was right, this guy is absolutely likable. For the rest of the trip, we make quality, pleasant, and cheesy conversation, all three of us. It's quite nice, even if there are a couple of inside jokes between father and daughter that I don't get. So I'm gonna just put that there, and we'll go back. Just load. Any other humans around these parts?
Yeah, there are some.
Really, I haven't seen a single one so far.
Nah, at St. Hammond's you wouldn't. There are a couple of mixed families, but nobody around your age that I know.
Huh.
Do you miss them? You're kind.
The question comes out of nowhere, surprising me with so much that I reply without thinking first about what I say. A little, yeah, I think. You dino people are so damn weird sometimes.
Oh, you don't mince your words, Inko. I could see how you and Olivia could get along so well.
Please, I man, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. Okay. Load. Ozzy, is that short for something?
Ozymandias.
Seriously? He says it with such a straight face. I can't tell whether he's joking or not. Would it be too much of a dick move to question it, like, out loud? Well, maybe not, if I phrase it right. That's, a pretty metal name.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, so, is that like a stage name or something?
Did you see me through so easily?
Has anyone ever fallen for it, Dad?
Some people do. Or at least they don't get the balls to tell me I'm full of shit. Not like Inkle here, though. I could see how you two could get along so well.
That's the same thing, yeah. Okay. Cool. All roads lead to home. I gotta take a drink, though. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to end it after the parents' visit, dude. If I'm gonna be voicing this guy, the lead guy to Death Clock from Metalocalypse, Nathan Explosion. Yeah, I know. Shame we never got any interactions with Mark in the main game. That's true. Ozymandias. He is the Green Goblin. Is that literally a thing? Is that Spider-Man lore? I have to look that up. Green Goblin, Spider-Man, Wiki. Norman Osborn. Well, I guess it is Ozzy. Oh, just Osborn. Sure. For the rest of the trip, we make equally pleasant and cheesy conversation. All three of us. It's quite nice, even if there's a couple of inside jokes between father and daughter that I don't get. It makes me feel a little left out, but it's nothing too bad. The trip ends rather fast too, after about all of 10 minutes of walking through the park and taking the rainy floral scent. And soon we arrive at the Gator residence. Oh yeah, Olivia A. Gator. It's a nice place. But I don't stick around to gawk. My first priority is to find the bathroom, rude as it is. Ozzy and Olivia give me directions, which I follow as the two of them disappear towards the other end of the hallway. And although I have more important things to concentrate on right now, I can't help but immediately notice all the little signs blatantly telling that something isn't quite normal here. A ramp built into the stairs, all of the door frames a tad wider than normal, and the toilet too looks off. So yeah, even if I didn't know what was going on, it would be pretty easy to guess. This is where a cripple lives on occasion. Whatever. Even though nobody's looking, I try not to make it obvious that I'm noticing all these things. Not sure if it would count as rude since they're basically out in the open, but I don't need to bring up the elephant in the room either. At the same time, something else I noticed that is definitely that I notice is that this definitely is a bachelor pad. Because no, there aren't any stray beer bottles thrown around or anything like that. But there aren't any potted plants or flowers, nor any other sort of decoration. Not quite so dull as my room in the dorms, but still, it's, I don't know, not the way I'd imagine someone's home to be, with all these empty countertops and window sills just collecting dust. What there definitely are, though, are pictures. Oh, the pictures. Pictures. Olivia with the pitchfork. Many, many pictures. Pictures of people, or dinosaur people, that I don't know, and most of all the pictures of Ozzy and Olivia spending time together all over the place. Pictures of them going to the beach, pictures of them sleeping in the back of the car with a thumb intruding into the frame, pictures of a young distressed Olivia about to drop an adult-sized fishing rod into the water and almost falling after it herself, while an oblivious Ozzy gives a thumbs up from behind. It's clear this dude is crazy for his family. With all these different pictures going through the years, I know two things that they all have in common, or rather something they do have, and something they do not. What they have, of course, is the wheelchair, or just Olivia sitting down, never standing. Up until now, I didn't really care to guess when and how that could have happened, but it seems to me now that she was simply born this way, or maybe it could have been an accident when she was still very young. It's probably better for her, too, for what it's worth, because if I lost feeling in both legs from one day to the next, I'm not sure if I could ever recover knowing what I've lost. Either way, the other thing is, or more precisely is a mother. No Mrs. Gator in all these pictures. Combined with the bachelor-esque flair this place has, I'm not entirely sure what I should be thinking about that. I mean, until now, I thought Ozzy was just like our welcoming committee, not that...
Inko, you coming?
Huh? Oh, damn, they must be waiting for me. Just a sec. I tear my attention from the pictures on the wall, instead focusing on taking off my shoes to exchange them for the pair of grinning cat-faced flip-flops offered to me when we first entered. I was just too busy not pissing myself in front of everyone then. Everyone's just drawn. You couldn't have just, like, this is a very lazy CG, man. You could have just used the regular sprites at this rate. But okay. We roll. Afterwards, I follow the Gator's voice to the kitchen, where Olivia and her father are already setting the table. Her father, mostly. I'm in black and white, too. Well, why do I say I? I'm not identifying with Thinko. As I arrive, both heads turn to me, conversation halting. Whatever Ozzy was telling Olivia about before I entered, he finishes the sentence with a shrug instead of words. It leaves me wondering, were they talking about me? By the way they cut it off, it makes me think yes, but then, what was that shrug all about? It hits me kind of bad, some of my earlier confidence dissipating. Maybe I didn't make such a good first impression after all.
Come on, kids, settle in. Delicious and piping hot soup about to be served.
I do as I'm told and take a seat next to the end of the table, opposite of where Ozzy's standing. Olivia rolls to the side, sitting next to me. Going by the smell so far, whatever's coming, it must be pretty good. Oh, yeah, no. He's probably just edited in. He probably doesn't have a sitting sprite. None of these... the only person sitting here is Olivia. And soon enough, as the chef himself joins us at the table, we're treated to 2 hot bowls of mushroom stew. Not what I was expecting from a carnivore household. So what, is Ozzy some sort of vegan nuthead like Damien? Rap G! I sure hope not. I want to like this guy, so he better not fuck up with something like that. But fine. For now, I'll give him a benefit of doubt, and assume that this is some kind of aperitif or whatever. I still wait for both him and Olivia to dig in before I carefully take my first mouthful, a single fat mushroom piece sitting in my spoon. And as I do, I gotta say, wow, this is some real fine fucking food. Not only does it beat the vending machine peanuts and store-bought noodles by like 1,000 miles and 9 yards, but it's genuinely delicious. I wonder what the fuck alligators are eating mushrooms for, but honestly, I just don't care that much anymore. This shit is too this shit is too get hung up on pesky little details like that. Olivia must be thinking along the same lines, stuffing spoonful after spoonful into her mouth like a machine.
Dad, this is so good.
I'm happy you like it.
Oh, well, I don't know about her, but I definitely do. Testament to the food's quality, virtually not a single other word can be said as we slurp up the remainder of our soups, clearing the way for the main course in only a couple of short minutes. The main course, which turns out to be, ta-da, a whole roast, duck, turkey, chicken, I don't know the kinds. Oh no, we got more bird slander! More bird slander! Gotta pour one out for Crescenario. My god. This Olivia seems nice, but Thinko is just being such an ass. It makes people look worse. Oh no. Thinko should have had more development as a character at this point and stop being so negative about people. I think they got their inspiration from Yik, just like fucking Nerd did, man. This is your Wani on Yik. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I've never played Yik. All I know is the main character is pretentious and unlikable. That's why I don't play it. But there are some fries on the side, that much I can tell. Whatever it is, though, it definitely looks appetizing.
Okay, now we go. Feel free to take as many of the fries as you like. Made them all for you.
No, what? Oh, alright, but, confusion and subsequent embarrassment must be written right across my face, because Ozzy continues with an amused smile.
Us carnies don't usually eat that kind of stuff, but I thought you might like it.
I look over at Olivia, who, with a nod, affirms that her father is telling the truth, signaling me a go-ahead. And, wait, would that mean, was the mushroom stew all for me too? Or, like, some compromise between meat and non-meat that all three of us can enjoy? I look down at my bowl and up at Olivia, raising an eyebrow. Why would we treat the human as someone who can't eat meat, though? She nods again, confirming my suspicions, but then she adds a shrug to it as if to say, probably. Thankfully, she knows me better than to ask about it in my stead. I already feel silly enough being treated with royalty like this. I mean, God knows there's nothing wrong with that, but I do kind of want to earn it. Ozzy is being so nice, and we barely even know each other. Sure, I'm friends with his daughter, but it's still a little weird. But well, I won't have it said about me that I'm rude. If he prepared those fries for me, then by God, I'll eat plenty. Shit, I'll eat them all. I hate those people who would say, oh, for me, you shouldn't have, or it's fine, I'm okay, and then refuse a gift. Fuck those insecure retards. I bet my left ass cheek them potatoes will be just as good as the soup was, and I'm not going to skip out on them for no reason either. I lean forward, plate in hand, and shovel all of the fries onto it, and though I feel some hesitation doing so, I force my movements to seem fluid and confident. I carve out a nice large chunk of the unidentifiable avian meat as well while I'm at it. Rest in peace, Crescenario. Then, as I sit back, I finally give Olivia and her father a glance to check if they're fine with this, and they are. Or if they're not, then they're not saying anything about it, and I'm totally okay with that. Ozzy and Olivia both dig into the meat too, taking much larger portions for themselves than I expected, even for someone so slobby like Olivia. Then the feast begins in earnest, all three of us devouring our respective meals with fork, knife, and hand. And whatever else we need to get all the last deliciously juicy bits off the bone. With our stomachs getting increasingly full, a lively conversation perks up also, mostly between father and daughter, and about how the semester's going so far, stuff like that. Honey, by the way, seeing those dinos eat certainly put the word carnivore into a new light for me as they tear through even the chewiest parts with ease, leaving deep bite marks in the marrow. I'm surprised they even cooked the fucking bird at all. You'd think being carnivores, they'd just eat that shit raw and be like, oh,
We cooked the turkey leg for you, Inko. Here's a little turkey leg.
I shudder slightly, imagining for a second what it'd be like if I ended up being served for dessert after this. Good thing Olivia's so chill, because I could easily see someone like Mia using teeth like that to her advantage on a daily basis, instead of using her fist and tail on people. I ended up eating the rest of my fries in humbled silence, only every now and again joining the conversation for the sake of a pun or if I'm directly asked a question. Mainly, I end up just listening, especially so once the table has been all cleared and Ozzy starts reiterating old memories and the embarrassing Olivia stories. She doesn't seem so keen on having me hear them, but at the same time, I'm having a blast. I got free ammunition to use over you, Olivia. Get ready for tomorrow, because it's going to be the worst day of your life.
Remember that one time you wanted to paint a lake or something, and you ended up getting sunburnt from being out there all day?
Wait a minute. Didn't Wanigamu say these dinos don't get sunburned? It was literally a fucking thing where Inko got sunburnt and they had to get him aloe vera. What is this retconning in my Wanigamu or Wanigator game?
Yes, Dad, I remember.
And you remember how whiny you were when the rest of the week and how I had to
rub oatmeal on my tail, yes, I do. You tell the story every time we have guests.
Wow, seeing Olivia flustered is probably the highlight of my week. She's looking so annoyed right now.
Ooch, but it's such a great story.
No, it's Amelia.
Yeah, I agree. So what happened then? I really am curious now. Not even about the story itself, but how far I can take this. The murderous glare Olivia gives me is its own reward already, but oh, this is my first real chance to get revenge on her for all the pointless arguments she subjected me to in the past 2 weeks. And I'm gonna so take it. I swear, if she could move her legs, I would have gotten my shin kicked to shit under the table by now. But things being as they are, I only have to be careful not to get stabbed with a fork or knife. And besides, I didn't even know dinos can get sunburn. So it's all for the sake of education, really.
Then, let me see. Well, after a week of listening to that hurts, or oh my god, I'm never going outside again, we eventually made it to the campsite. But by then, I couldn't get this pumpkin to come out with me. Maybe he wants to catch some fish, the way I remember.
God, this is killing my voice. Get your yick out of my wane. Crescenario got sacrificed to the think tank. Rest in pepperonis. Fishing, huh? It couldn't be that this was the same hike I saw the picture of with Olivia falling into the water, could it? How old was Olivia at the time, if I may ask?
How old? Must have been 12 or something.
I was 14, Dad.
He throws his hands in the air, laughing. At the indignant tone of Olivia alone, I almost do too.
12, 14, same thing. You were little.
Looks like there was something else Olivia wanted to say to that, but she decides to keep it to herself. On the other hand, the shit-eating grin I give her couldn't speak louder. Ozzy must have realized that as well, as the conversation had probably gone a bit overboard and uncomfortable for his daughter, because as he leans back, cracking his knuckles, he gives Olivia an apologetic smile.
Gosh, but it made for such a nice painting, didn't it? Don't you still have it in your room?
Olivia gives no answer at first, not until Ozzy gets up to lovingly pat her on the head. There you go. There's your little sprite. To to lovingly pat her on the head, upon which her demeanor softens, even failing to suppress a giggle.
Yeah, fine. I guess it wasn't that bad.
She still huffs and puffs and does her best to look offended, trying to act annoyed as Ozzy and I laugh. And man, it's so weird seeing Olivia act like this. She's like a completely different person. I suppose she's just her father's daughter, simple as that.
All right, Dad, so why don't you tell Inko about the time you and your pals had to give a show naked?
Well, I'm 99% sure she meant this from a form of payback. Ozzy's face lights up, recalling the memory.
Now that ain't that a story, but nah, it's not one you tell at the table.
Come on, I'm sure we can handle it. Inko's a big caveman boy, isn't that right?
Can't say that I'm a fan of being used as fodder, or really anything of what she just said.
See, he doesn't want to hear it.
Well, I didn't say that. Give a show, like at a concert or something. This time it's Ozzy's turn to get embarrassed, scratching the back of his neck with an uneasy expression.
Something like that, yeah.
Dad plays in a band. They're called Gatorocalypse.
No shit, really? I'm so surprised I probably couldn't have stopped myself from asking even if I wanted to. I mean, he does look the part, but I didn't expect him to actually be a musician.
So I used to. But that was a long time ago.
Huh. All right, well, I'm not quite sure how we ended up on a down note like this, but I guess I better do something about it. And while I'm at it, perhaps I could even be a little nice to Olivia for a change. I still don't want to end up being on the wrong side of those teeth. Hey, so you still got that painting, the one with the lake or whatever?
Huh? Oh, yeah, it's in my room.
Can I see it?
Sure. Dad, is it cool? Is it cool? Is we getting EBT this month, Dad? Is it cool if we?
Looks like Ozzy welcomes the change of topic too, the uncomfortable frown disappearing from his face.
Yeah, kids, go ahead. I'll just get a smoke in real quick. Then I'll see the dishes and all that fun stuff.
A smoke, huh? Now that he mentions it, that might be a good idea. I'm just about to ask if he'd mind the company when unfortunately Olivia interjects.
Come on, Dad, it's not good for you.
Oh, so she can speak up against smoking. And how come she's so cool about me doing it? My lungs can go down in the shitter just fine or what? Anyway, this probably isn't the first time she told her father either, because he just waves at her dismissively, cigarette already hanging from his mouth.
Yeah, but you know how it is. Old dogs and new tricks.
It seems like Olivia wants to say something in response, her expression now much closer to the distant, slightly disappointed one I'm used to seeing on her face. But once again, she says nothing, or rather, what she says is most likely not what she wants to say. Or rather, what she says is most likely not what she was about to say at first, at any rate.
So, are we gonna watch movies after this? So, we're gonna watch some movies after this. Wanna join us?
Can't help but be surprised and maybe a little bit offended as Olivia so freely offers her father a chance to sit with us. I mean, it was supposed to be our movie night. Well, we might as well just invite Mia while we're at it. So she could at least ask if I was cool with it. But then, as I think about it, it really doesn't sound that bad for Ozzy to join us. He's a fun guy to be around for sure. Yeah, you should totally join. But even though it's now both of us asking him, he just waves at us again.
No, I'm glad they make movies with sound now, bless you. But you two have fun with your art thing.
We watch Ozzy leave the room, taking with him my chance to tag along and light up. Which is annoying, because if only Olivia could have held her tongue, but oh well, I'll live. But that painting better be worth it. My God, 2.5 hours in. We're going to be doing the 3 hours anyway, aren't we? Why haven't you told me, Olivia, that your dad is Stone Cold Steve Austin, Gator Apocalypse with Mauler face, murder face? I follow Olivia along to the hallway to her room, taking in all the honestly kind of Spartan sights in this place. Again, I can't help but have my subconscious keep reminding me of all the painfully obvious empty spots where potted plants or whatever else should be. Only to then realize maybe it's so spacious to make it easier for Olivia to get around. That doesn't explain the lack of any other kind of I know, I don't care, YouTube. Sorry. It doesn't explain the lack of any other kind of decoration, though, so that still remains a mystery. I'm considering asking Olivia about it, but just then we arrive at our destination. The lights flick on and we make our way inside. This is, oh wait, I was gonna say this is her room, but then again, there's all these boxes there. She doesn't live here anymore. I was going to judge her harshly. The lights flick on and we make our way inside. I'm half expecting the room to be all dusty and abandoned, and apparently I'm half right too. Dusty certainly is right, but while the room seems to be home to all sorts of miscellaneous clutter and tower of boxes, the bed is still made and there's clear wide path leading to it. It's easy to imagine how this happened after Olivia moved out and Ozzy had a room here only to quite literally collect dust. It must have been way too inconvenient to use it as storage. I wonder how long before he first did it, though. I mean, that must have been one of the larger steps towards accepting Olivia leaving the nest. So I don't think he did it easily. My parents, though, I'm sure, have already stripped my room of the necessities to turn it into a second wardrobe for Mom. I'd be pretty pissed if so. Not sure what Olivia feels about her room being desecrated like this, even as she rotates her chair to face me. I can't read any emotions off her face, other than the slight dejection from earlier.
Well, make yourself at home or something.
If she says so. There's not much I can do to make myself at home, so instead I take a better look around. Behind the stacks of boxes, there's stuff hidden under the blankets. There's stuff hidden under the blankets, a flat screen TV by the wall opposite of the bed. Hey, that's me! That's literally my setup. And some canvases in various stages of being filled in, leaning against the door to another room, or maybe to a built-in cupboard. There are some more paintings hanging on the wall, all made by Olivia, I presume, plus a band poster here and there. One of the larger pictures placed predominantly above the bed must be the one Ozzy and her were talking about, with the lake in the middle and the pines surrounding it on all sides. I'm quite certain this is the one. As if to confirm my suspicion, Olivia rolls closer, looking up at it from her chair. I stand beside her too, taking a few moments to inspect her work. Almost immediately, something about the painting hits me different. Maybe it's the style. Right now, if I had to guess, I'd say this piece definitely predates Olivia's getting into the abstract. The brushstroke on this one are both more and less deliberate. They all have been put in place to be part of some whole, a tree, clouds, ripple on a lake, but they don't mesh together that well. Olivia's past movements are so clear, I could almost visualize her sitting there, painting, moving the brush around until all the corners of the canvas got filled in. But it's like she was moving from thing to thing as the work progressed, with no more goal in the moment than to put that specific item on the canvas. Feels like she didn't know beforehand where she wanted to end up. Which is especially weird given that somewhere along the way her scales started getting all singed in the burning sunlight and she still didn't stop. Makes me wonder if she was just so fixated on this random ass painting, she didn't even know where was going, or if she wanted to keep her distance from whoever was there with her on that trip. And some of these sentences they're making me stumble, man. My favorite part is when Ozzy tells Thinko, you people out there give us something more than just record sales. You give us something to hate, and we hate you, you brainless mutants. Oh. I turn to check on Olivia, weighing in my mind if I should ask her about it, until I notice that she still looks annoyed and glum, the way she was when we left the kitchen. So, cool painting. I kind of like the... I let my words trail off as Olivia doesn't seem to show even a single hint of interest, fanged or otherwise. Crap. This really isn't the kind of mood I wanted to be in right now. Makes me feel all weird. Hey, I didn't mean to, like, make you uncomfortable out there. So, we're cool, right? We cool? For a brief moment, a wry smile appears on Olivia's face, but she still doesn't bother looking my way.
No, Winko, I'm sorry. Look, I'm happy that you hit it off so well with Dad, but I didn't bring you here to gang up on me with him like that. You're really rude, Inko. When do you ever consider my feelings, even though I step on you every day?
Do what? Well, shit. I should have remembered how sensitive Olivia can be about her independence. God, I'm going to be snorting at this, right? I got to blow my nose. Hold on. Ugh, the voices, they make me turn into Dark Side Phil. We might be friends, but it looks like she wasn't ready to let me see this side of her. Maybe she's afraid of what it'll make me think of her. I thought she didn't care what people think. And even though it's not really making me think anything, it could be challenging to make Olivia see that. Alright, this is going to take a proper apology. I sit down on the bed next to her, looking at the painting, and as I think about what to say, I also notice how odd this is. There were many times where Olivia and I were at the same eye level. Normally, I look down at her in every conversation we have, just due to the difference in our heights, but this time it's almost the other way around. No sooner than making the realization do I figure out what I should tell her to make amends. You know, I used to always be popular. Like, even when I was little. And,
Inko,
why?
I know you're about to apologize in your own way. At least, but this really isn't making me feel any better right now.
No, hey, hear me out, would you? Olivia tears her attention from the canvas this time, shooting me a skeptical look. She's not at all convinced that I won't fuck this up. I hate when people give me this little credit. Still, she lets me continue. And that's as good as it'll get, I guess. Okay, so, as I was saying, even when I was little, I was pretty popular at school and everything.
All the other kids saved you their red crayons because that's the tastiest one.
Yeah, right, it was like that. But that was only true when I had time to plan out my moves, you see. It takes time to be one of the cool kids. Like psychological warfare. But anyway, oh no, we're having the draw my life shit. My parents, whenever they're not being the biggest snobs you can imagine, they're pretty outdoorsy. So one's blue and the other's yellow. So wait, blue... wait, is Inko's dad a rice cooker? Oh. We've basically been to every nature reserve and national park where there is in the country, seen every landmark and thermal bath, shit like that. Just us, never with a group or anything, because we could afford it. And unlike Damien and their lot, I don't have many siblings. Any siblings, actually. So it's just been mom and dad and me. I sigh, hanging my head and closing my eyes as I recall one particular memory. Judging by her silence, I think I got Olivia's attention now, too. I never really had a good relationship with my parents. Nothing like you and Ozzy have, okay? They wanted me around. I mean, I'm not saying that they were terrible parents, but, like, instead they were terrible people. It's just, it was almost like they expected me to be a snob like them, right? At what, 5 years old? Sometimes they try to teach me how to pronounce obscure French words when instead they should have been playing patty cakes with me. And when I wanted to change the subject, like duh, they'd shoo me away. Oh, honey, why don't you go play with the other kids? With a smirk on my face, I snort, looking up at the painting again. There was this one time, it was at a nature reserve, I think, in a forest. I nod towards the painting and all the dense trees in it. It wasn't, all this all-out wilderness, I mean. They had steps built into the trail, and there were these wooden fences, because the trails follow the river, and there was a steep cliff to one side. Anyways, there was these resting areas too, right? One of the bigger ones, like at the halfway point or some shit like that. It had this concrete platform with toilets and stuff. My parents sat down at one of the tables and took out their lunches and everything. And little Inko figured that either he subjects himself to 30 minutes of snobbery or goes to find something to do. The rest stop... Oh, fucking inhaled a hair, Jesus. The rest stop, it was like on the top of this cliff above the river or whatever. Point is, there was a waterfall not far from the fence. Like you could reach out and feel the water. To think that's why they built the stop here, because it looked cool and you had this vapor mist thing going on. Well, anyway, little Inko, me of course, wanted to go play. So I went up to the fence and tried to catch the water drops on my palm or some stupid shit that little kids do. But I couldn't get close enough because, you see, at the time there was another group of kids there. All wearing matching t-shirts like a tourist group or Boy Scouts or something. And they were all crowded up by the waterfall, so I couldn't get close.
Is this the part where you tell me how your cool guy instincts kicked in and you became king of the waterfall?
No, it didn't happen like that. I just stood there, dumbass little fuck that I was, looking at the cool kids who got to play and be happy. But I couldn't do anything. I was invisible to them. So I went back to sit with Mom and Dad and listened as they like to discuss Murder by Death or whatever stupid old movie is called. I ate my lunch in silence and kept watching the other children, and I was so envious. Not that my parents would notice, but eventually the other kids, they left. All of a sudden I got so excited, I could hardly wait until they all disappeared down the trail. And I ran up to the fence and reached my little hand under that water and I didn't feel anything. It was just water. I don't know, was I supposed to feel like the cool kids did, because I was in their place and I was cool. But I wasn't happy because, well, it was just some water. There was nothing special about it. But then, as I was about to go back to Mom and Dad, another family with a couple of kids my age came into the clearing. A boy and a little girl, I think. They saw the waterfall and came running until their mother stopped them. She told them to wait until the other kid, me, was done playing and to not be rude. And even though it was still just some stupid-ass water, I pretended like I was so much better than them for it. I wanted to get my coolness worth. I wanted for them to think I was cool. We didn't even know each other, but I wanted it so badly.
Why?
I sniffle a little, reliving those feelings, but then I wipe my nose on the cuff of my jacket before I could get too emotional. So, yeah, when you start talking at me with all your popularities and illusion stuff,
you offend me.
I get it. I still think you're wrong, but I get it. So, wanna watch some movies now and shit?
Talk at you? You don't listen to me when I'm talking to you?
Uh-oh. I do. I mean, I know you're all into observing the vivens vita condition, but I just know that you're wrong. I gotta take a bathroom break. I'm on. We'll throw that on. We'll save this. Save over that. We'll go to the menu. We got 10 minutes left, but I gotta take a piss, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. God, there's still more to go. Yeah, I don't even know how much. It scares me. Let the man trauma dump. At least he's not being an ass for once for a change. But he's being an ass now. Olivia's getting offended. Ugh. Yeah, we read that.
You just know that I'm wrong. How very presumptuous of you.
Uh-oh, presumptuous, huh? Should I be worried that you had to break out the thesaurus for this one?
You know, Inko, this might be the worst apology I ever heard in my life.
The worst? Do you have any idea how many people I've told this story before? None! I wasn't in the wrong bantering with your dad, but even then I figured out that we'd be square now.
Square? Square how, pray tell?
Having some embarrassing stories told?
That's not... Look, even if that would make us even, do you really think that any of it matters when you end your apology by confessing that you don't care at all when I'm talking to you?
I'm sorry, which one of us is it that doesn't care? Did you listen to a word of what I just told you? Those kids had power over me. That's what popularity is. That's what fame is. Why do you think I remember it after all these years?
My God, Inko, did you yourself listen to a word of what you said? There was no power, and you said it. That was just some stupid water. There was nothing.
Rap G! Can we just agree to disagree here? Just how can you not get it? If we don't stand out, then that's it. We'll be lost and never found.
What? Lost where? Who's looking for us?
The whole world is, or could be. Like, do you want to always live in some bucktooth fuck backwater dipshit crooked little town? Never make it big? You're an artist, for fuck's sakes.
Bucktooth fuck crooked little town. I live here, Inko. My family lives here. My friends live here. Do you have any idea how condescending this sounds to normal people?
Good thing I said it to you then, isn't it? Look, you don't have to accept it that I'm right. Fine, whatever. But I'm not going to listen to some oozing about vanity living in the dorms to stand on their own legs, but being at all times one bus ride away from home and daddy waddy.
Are you being fucking serious right now? This shit again? Instead of being so wise all of a sudden, how about if you just stop telling me how to live my life? I don't know if you've noticed, but I think your smoking's just as bad, or worse. But you don't see me telling you to stop.
Yeah, I noticed. And what's up with that? My lungs can rot away for all you care because I'm not family. I guess friendship doesn't mean all that much to you, does it?
No, it's because I respect your autonomy. Something it seems they don't teach you back in Skinny Land. And it's also a nice touch to talk about friendship, by the way, when the only people you hate are the ones you can't use. You're just so afraid of being a nobody that your only escape is a guaranteed personality. Popularity isn't...
Don't you fucking say it. They're fighting like Trip and Grace. It's facade all over again.
Fine, melons. Then yes, let's agree to disagree. Now, do you want to exchange more insults, or do you want to watch those fucking movies, or what?
You could be a real asshole, you know that? And for the record, your standards are way out of date.
Yeah, and you're a model citizen, you homo tipicus egotisticus. Oh, and for the record, standards are always out of date, Inko. That's what makes them standards.
So does that mean we're cool now, finally?
Sigh. You tell me. Whatever. Shall I go get the popcorn, or do you want to do it for me?
Oh no, this is a choice. I guess. Wait, we could have saved it up here. We'll be a gentleman. I'll do it. That means I'll be talking with Ozzy, and you won't go to Daddy Waddy. What the fuck is this writing? I know, right? The worst apology. Thinko didn't pull out the tiny guitar. Oh, sure, I'll do it, but don't expect me to go all TLC on you after this.
Yeah, whatever. I'll set the thing up while you go do your thing. Got like 30 oldies here on a USB stick.
Great, you do that. Olivia got squished. About 15 minutes later, we're settled in with our popcorn and some soft drinks, with the blinds down and the curtains drawn as if we're about to watch a horror movie. Olivia is sitting in her wheelchair as she usually does, except now with a bowl of lukewarm popcorn drenched in cheese in her lap, while I'm sitting on the ground next to her on some pillow I got from her bed. They smell vaguely like a mixture of mold and Olivia's sweat, but I try not to notice that for my own sake. Well, we got CG. We're not talking, both so we can watch the movie and in hopes that we'll be able to forget about our fight from before. It's not that the tension was still palpable in the air, nor am I even sure what Olivia might be thinking right now. Only I don't want to risk it, so I stay quiet and keep my eyes on the screen, watching the flickering black and white images of people doing wacky stuff before I was even born. The first short we put on is this one I mentioned the other day, the one with the clock tower shenanigans, an instant classic. The next one Olivia picks is one I haven't seen yet, the one where they're fucking around with an old streetcar. The third and fourth ones aren't anything special, they're just more of the same, and so are the fifth and sixth. Regardless of their lack of novelty these days, I've always had a fascination with old art stuff like this. Already back then, people cared about camera angles and whatnot, like they treated even short films like these as if they were the pinnacle of fine art. In a way, they really were, a whole new tool to produce art. The odd folks into it just kind of lucked out on the masses becoming interested with movies and television too. Is there anything like that today? There are many obscure forms of art, like high fashion for instance, but with fashion you have the casual form too. So it isn't really obscure in itself. Ugh. Painting, sculpting, I think arts in general that make for fine hobbies are only still around because they have a history like sculpting and statues had their time, but if Greek and Roman statues never existed, would it really be that prominent thousands of years later? You can't make a living being a sculptor these days, I don't think. There are hardly any art-based professions you can have as a proper daytime job and not starve. Even ones that exist have to do with modern technologies, not tradition, like digital paintings or architecture stuff. Leave it to Thinko to think during the movies, man. He can't even enjoy movies, man. He can't enjoy anything without thinking. Dude just cannot turn off his brain to just enjoy something. What could Olivia's take be on all that? Much like Damien, she doesn't seem to understand the concept of a popularity-based career, but while Damien at least has some expectations of working with the industry, Olivia is kind of just going with the flow and does what she likes to do. I certainly have never heard her talk about plans for the future, nor anything similar. Honest to God, it makes me curious, but not curious enough to want to ask. Instead, I let her be engrossed with the show and stuffing mouthfuls of popcorn into her face. As the slew of films goes on, I drop this train of thought and do kind of mellow out too, yet despite my best efforts, soon I find my attention waning. By the time my own bowl of snacks empties, I'm looking all around the room again, only putting in a token of effort to keep up with what's happening on screen, because I can't stop myself from thinking. There's a stack of boxes right nearby, and though most of them have been sealed or covered up, some of their contents peeking out of the top. Mostly they seem to be random knickknacks like old umbrellas and Christmas decorations, but there's one odd rectangle-shaped thing I can't properly make out in the dim light. Ugh. I end up focusing on it so much, I don't even notice Olivia calling my name until she elbows me in the side.
Inko, hey, you listening? Where are you even looking?
She reorients her. Oh, is that supposed to be like the Xbox? Oh no, are we gonna play some X-Rocks? She reorients her chair slightly to get a better look, words catching in her throat as she sees what I'm oogling at.
No, my old X-Rocks.
Ah, video game console. That's what that is. No wonder I didn't recognize it.
Dude, I spent so many hours playing on that bad boy. Did you used to have one too?
Me? Nah, I was never into video games or anything.
Really? Wow, you've been missing out.
Nah. Our opinions on that couldn't possibly be any more different, but I don't bring that up.
So,
Olivia pauses the movie, looking at the X-Rocks longingly.
would you like to try? I mean, play some games with me? It's really been ages since I last got to.
Don't people usually play these games alone?
From their mother's basements too, right?
Yeah.
You really never tried them, have you?
I just said so, didn't I?
Okay, well, we're changing that.
Oh boy, must be my lucky day. Do I have a say in the matter?
Nope. This is my sleepover, and I get to choose the video games.
With that, Olivia rolls over to the box, retrieving the console from inside. She dusts it off carefully after, storing it in her lap as she reaches down again.
Nice, there's more crap in here than I remembered.
Without further ceremony, I'm handed the cardboard box full of game cases. Is that a dirty rag in there, Olivia? What have you been doing?
I have some ideas about what we should play, but if anything catches your eye, we could try that too.
I don't. My objection falls on deaf ears as Olivia already has her back turned to me, busying herself setting the thing up. Yet, even from this angle, I can't help but notice the way she has to lean out of her chair to reach all the cables, and looks very uncomfortable. Plug. Can I help you with that?
I don't know, can you?
Huh?
Did you just say that you don't know the first thing about video games?
Yeah, so?
Do you suddenly know how to set up an X-Rocks?
Well, I was just about to say that I could still connect the plugs without knowing what they do if she directs me. But then I realize, I think Olivia's implying that if the only help I can be is to her is plugging in cables, then that's something she'd rather do herself, because she can. As if to confirm my suspicion, she looks back over her shoulder to smirk at me.
If I need any help, I'll let you know, okay?
Right, okay. Moving on then, before I set off another powdered keg. Let's see what we got here. Rock ring, yeah, okay. At least I've heard about this one. Spiritus X Dino Revolution, no idea, but it sounds something Olivia would enjoy. Juratype, a prototype, doesn't ring a bell. Rap G. How many of these things can fit in a box? There must be like 20. No, more than 30 of them. No way am I going to bother. Is there even a point? The titles say nothing to me. And like 80% of the covers consist of some tryhard dude striking a pose looking at the camera. These must be all Aussies games, dude. There's no way Olivia would be playing all these like shooter games. No way. There's got to at least be like Viva Pinata and like shit like that, man. No way Olivia would be just playing all these fucking testosterone games, dude. Well, then again, the AI voice did sound pretty tranny-ish, so maybe. I'll just pick something at random. How about this one? I pass the case over to Olivia, who looks back at me with a cocky grin on her face.
You sure? I'm going to kick your butt in this one.
Won't you do that in all of them?
Of course I will.
Doesn't matter much then, does it?
That's fair. I'm about ready here too, just give me a sec.
She rolls away from the TV anxiously, murmuring something under her breath that I can't fully make out.
Please, red ring of...
Whatever she's worried about, though, doesn't seem to matter, as if in a span of seconds we're greeted to a menu of screen of sorts. Olivia is absolutely ecstatic at the sight.
Fuck yes, here we go.
Without pause, she takes the disc from the tray I handed her, and getting a controller from the box, starts the game up. It's some kind of driving game, I think. Or are they called racing games? Whatever. Game with cars. I watch as Olivia enters practice mode, whatever practice mode is. To my surprise, however, she then hands me the controller. Now, couldn't I just, watch you play?
Ah, come on, don't be a party pooper. Just drive around in circles until you get a feel for it, and then we can try multiplayer.
I really don't want to, though. I hesitate, eyeballing the controller, but the excited spark in Olivia's eyes tells me that I should push. Should push come to shove, she'll probably force me to try. So fine, whatever. Here I go. Pushing on one of the sticks with my thumb, the car seems to lurch forward, faster than I was expecting. Almost immediately, I'm off the road and headed towards some trees. And then...
Bam! You may want to try steering.
What do you mean? This isn't game over?
Nah, just back up and try again.
I tilt the stick in the opposite direction, giving it another go. My second try goes somewhat better. I'd hardly call it driving, essentially moving from wall to wall, but at least I managed to make a complete lap before totaling the car by driving off a cliff into the quarry. Yeah, I don't think I'm cut out for this.
But come on, I'm having fun. Aren't you?
Aren't I? I honestly can't tell. Instead of answering Olivia, I start another round. On one hand, before I decide I want to see if for myself if I can actually enjoy a thing like this, but also I feel like the game is challenging me personally now. Being able to finish a single fucking practice race is much less than I expected for myself. Taking each corner careful as I can this time, trying not to bump into any obstacles or the walls. Against all odds, I managed to finish the 3 laps required. It's excruciatingly slow, tedious going, but it's progress. Fucking finally! But not bad, eh? Who's the fucking champ now? I feel more excited than I thought I would. Feels great, though. To have bested this stupid nerd shit video game.
Yeah, not bad for a senior citizen.
Fuck you, that stupid car is uncontrollable.
Sure is.
Oh yeah, wanna have a go?
Oh, aren't you just the master driver all of a sudden?
Master driver? No, I'm just calling your bluff. You must have, picked the worst car for me or something.
Fine, a race it is then. Just don't complain when you're breathing my exhaust.
Shrek Super Slam time. Time for Thinko to experience 1v1 on Rust. The thumbnail for this is accurate. Yeah, that's what happens after the video game is over and Inko gets pissed. He just starts beating up Olivia and sucking out her life force like the vampire he is. We can finally be bees. Oh, this actually went up. Holy shit, hold on. Can't believe Thinko A trained Olivia. And I'm supposed to start liking this guy. That's the neat part. You don't. The voices are getting louder. Looks like Caveman On is getting a 3-chapter demo ready to release soon. Yeah, I saw that. They even put out a drawing or a little art piece, and Jerome's not in it, surprisingly. Man, I can really tell that Jerome's probably going to get the short end of the stick, man. Dude gets like half his face removed, and they can't even respect the dude. So much Jerome slander. Inko, it's my favorite game, Truck Coon and the Legend of Vehicular Homicide. I don't remember Deus Ex Human Revolution, only played the original. Wanigamu Saurian Skinny Eater. Olivia makes Thinko played Dark Souls. Friendship ended with Jerome, yeah. As expected, Olivia mops the floor with me. How late is it? We're like 13 minutes past 3, man. Not only in this game, but in the subsequent 2 others we try as well. One of them a shooter, one of them some arcade game type of deal. Despite my losses, I am having an unreasonable amount of fun, both playing the games themselves and bantering with Olivia in the meantime. Both of these things frustrate me just enough to keep the challenge interesting. Olivia not going on any pseudo-intellectual rant sure helps too. About an hour in, however, I can tell that something is starting to bother her, giving me sideways glances every couple of minutes to her replies, getting less and less creative. I'm sure she knows that I've noticed something's up too, because after one of her victories, she doesn't immediately start a new game, idling in the main menu instead. Oh god, that's an Olivia, I guess. Olivia after the second dose of heroin.
So, is there anything else you'd like to do, or are we just here to watch movies and play video games?
Oh no, is this? Oh no, I hope this isn't going where I think it's going. Sounds like a good way to spend a Saturday afternoon. Why?
Well, I thought since we're in my room and...
Uh-oh. No. Where are you getting... It's not Estrus season, Olivia. Knock, knock, knock. Whatever she was going to say, a knock on the door interrupts her.
May I come in?
Without waiting for an answer, Ozzy cracks the door ajar, peeking inside. I remember this screenshot. He looks more emaciated, man.
Dude, I just shat my entire fucking stomach out. I'm starving. I just sat in a time machine.
Olivia seems kind of flustered as she turns to face him, fidgeting around with the buttons on her controller. What's that about? Oh, finally, we got color again.
Sure, Dad. What's up?
Though I heard sounds and I wanted to see if...
He steps into the room fully, looking at the TV screen.
You wouldn't mind if I took over for a bit, would you, Inko? It's been so long since Olivia and I played games together. I brought these to make up for the intrusion. Hope that's cool with you kids.
To my great surprise, from behind his back, he takes out a couple of bottles of beer. Oh boy, underage drinking. Oh. I'm honestly stunned at the very idea, and even more so as Olivia takes one of the bottles as if this was the most natural thing in the world. Okay, she's not cool with smoking, but underage drinking is A-okay. Whatever she was upset about just moments ago, she seems to have already forgotten about it, delighted at the idea of playing games with her dad, I'm sure.
Right. Well, can a fossil like you even find the buttons?
Oh, don't you worry. I still know my way around a controller.
Still partially dazed, I exchange my controller for the other bottle Ozzy is holding. Olivia had already opened hers on the armrest of her wheelchair. And she's the one chastising my smoking. Yeah, I was just bringing that up. What the fuck? I could say without the utmost certainty, I did not expect this turn. Oh, I gotta sort out my fucking earbuds. There we go. Nevertheless, scooting over, I let Ozzy get comfortable in front of the TV, clutching my beer like some lost lamb. Sure, I'm no stranger to drinking myself, but this is coming out of nowhere, basically. I got a feeling we're going to be here for a long time. I only hope that Ozzy can put up a respectable challenge against Olivia. If she beats both of us today, I won't ever hear the end of it. Thankfully, it seems my hopes are placed rightly so, because he sure gives her a run for her money, finding all sorts of shortcuts and bonus items with ease. Watching them play is oddly entertaining.
Old man still got a bite, eh?
You just memorized where all the power-ups are.
Ain't my fault you didn't, pumpkin.
Grr.
Oh, she was going to use the hard R. I somewhat expected Ozzy to go easy on Olivia, maybe to even let her win once or twice on purpose, but he really is not. He's not pulling any punches, at least from what I can tell. Did this used to be their custom, daughter-father video game competitions? I strongly assume that the answer to that question is yes.
Oh, come on, I almost had that.
Whoopsie.
Don't you oopsie me, Dad. You did it on purpose.
Mayhaps. What are you gonna do about it?
It really is a treat, though, watching Olivia get so riled up about a stupid game. Even though she appears angry, I'm sure she's enjoying herself very much. Over 50 pounds. I think that's 70 pounds. How dare you interrupt our goon session? Why not liver murder? Not like she's using her lower half. I murder my liver every night. I think we read this. She's never been one to back away from a challenge, and the fight Ozzy puts up is several magnitudes harder than my fumbling around with the controller was. It's like she's almost enjoying her anger. I never knew Olivia could be so emotional about anything, really. Swearing, snarling, it kind of reminds me of her fight with Mia earlier this week. Except that was scary and not at all entertaining like her struggle against Ozzy is. Where is all this fervor and passion the other day? Does she just not have a reason to emote? Does the world around her interest her so little? I remember her saying so, but I didn't really believe her then. And what does that say about me, that even I can't bring up the apparent real Olivia to the surface? Except, of course, when we fight. I guess I'll have a lot to think about once we're back in the dorms. With these new doubts creeping into the back of my mind, I sit out of the rest of the afternoon, mostly in silence, watching Olivia and her father have fun. I don't even bother to open the bottle of beer Ozzy brought me. It's not until a bathroom break that we realize how fast time had passed us all by and that it's getting dark outside. Ozzy offers me the sofa out in the living room to crash, but I politely refuse, saying that I have homework and stuff to catch on. I think he expected me to, too. What neither of us did expect, however, is Olivia deciding to join me as well, rather than spending the night. Ozzy is very surprised to hear that. I can only barely catch a glimpse of this expression as he excuses himself for a smoke, but it's still obvious that Olivia's decision made him at least a little uncomfortable. Just what was she thinking there? Out of solidarity, and to give myself a chance to finally light up too, I stick with Ozzy, leaving Olivia to gather her weekly supplies and whatever else. Oh God! If we're gonna have a 1-to-1 with Ozzy, I'm saving that for later. Fuck that. Oh Lord, my voice is spent after 3 hours, man. We'll come back Sunday. Please, Inko, stop thinking. Oh. No. I'm burnt. I'm hungry. I'm feeling the shakes coming on. I don't got the energy. I don't got the voice. Oh, I'm feeling rough again. So we'll come back Sunday if I can. No, don't come back. But I want to see how this ends, man. Watch. I'll come back Sunday, and it'll be like maybe a half hour left, and I'll be like, that's it. Watch. I bet you. That's what's gonna happen. We'll put the ending screen on. Yeah, I don't know. We'll plan for Sunday. I don't know what Saturday will be. I think a friend of mine wanted to play Pal World, so it's going to be on his server, so it's going to be a lot less anger-inducing bullshittery for sure, I'm pretty sure. So tomorrow morning, maybe, or somewhere it'll be Pal World. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna take the rest of the night easy, relax my voice, and probably go to bed. I can't say this is getting good, but I'm hoping it'll take a funny turn. There's been some minor funny moments, but man, it's still a slog fest, man. Oh, I hope we see during the Liz route some glorified certified hood classics, man. But that remains to be seen. So I'm gonna head out. Have a good night, everyone.